it's me. I'm back from the dead. I was just kidding. I've been thriving and living, and I'm so excited to be here with my friend Stacy. What's up, Stacy?
Hey, I missed you so much. I missed doing this. I'm glad we got to get on again for the first time in forever.
Girl, I know it. I'm telling you, it's been way too long. We have so much stuff to talk about, but tonight I want to try to focus on Karen Reed. There's a couple other mainstream media things I know that me and you are both like so invested in that we'll probably dive into because we're both a little neurospicy, so the ADHD be kicking at some points, and we go from subject one to subject 98 and whip it back around. But
No, we go from subject one to subject G.
I just choked on my vape.
We go from 1 to 2 to 25 to G to X. We go just like all around the world and back.
We do, we do. So today is going to be a no drama stream. If that's why you're here, I'm so sorry. If you hate us, just piss in our bushes. We love it. We love it. If
Thank
you
you for some
don't hate
water.
us, leave a comment.
It's raining outside, so you'll blend right in. Go piss in them bushes. No one will ever know.
No one will ever know. So, okay. So I have been so invested into this Karen Reed trial. I am juror number 13. They may not know about me, but baby, I know about them. And I cried so hard when they read not guilty today. Like, I just hysterically bawled for Karen, for the judicial system as a whole. Like, this entire thing was an absolute monstrosity to our judicial system, and I've never been so happy in my life for someone to get a DUI.
I know, right? A first-time DUI offender. That's all she's walking away with, and I'm cool with that.
Yes. I mean, can you believe it though? I bet no one has ever been so happy in their whole life to get a DUI as Karen Reed was.
Like, thank God. I would have drank sooner if I would have known that would have been the outcome.
I swear to God, it was so emotional. There was a storm coming through, so we're living at the lake for the summer, and we've been going to the lake every day, and it was like the whole world just worked out. A giant storm comes so that we could be at home, so that I could watch the verdict and cry.
So you have a solid excuse just to stay and watch it all day.
Yes, and then the storm passed, and we went to the lake. But I was like, "Look, we got to get home. I
Right.
got to get connected to the Wi-Fi, and I got to talk about this with Stacy."
Yeah, that storm might come back, so we got to get inside just in case.
Well, it actually is about to storm at about 10. And y'all
Yeah.
already know I live in bumfuck nowhere, and I am living at the lake in actual bumfuck nowhere, even worse. So, my Wi-Fi I feel like is working pretty good. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, it sounds pretty good. Like, sounds better than last time. But it's storming pretty bad right here right now. Like, it's been thundering and lightning for a while. So hopefully the power doesn't go out.
I hope so.
That
But
would be just our
it
luck.
wouldn't be alive that me and you did if something wild didn't happen. So,
Right? That would be our luck the first time we get on live in like 87 years and the power goes out, the Wi-Fi goes out. Like, what the fuck? And we just want to talk about Karen Reed and her DUI.
I swear, I swear. So, tell me, let's start with this. Tell me, like, what was your biggest thing about Karen getting pled like not guilty? Like, what was your biggest reason for thinking that the jury should vote not guilty?
Well, I just think there's not enough like definitive proof to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that she drove the car, like that she killed him. That there's not even enough proof like to show that he died in the manner in which they said he did. Because when they were trying to do the recreation, like with the grease paint and stuff, like the guy when they were questioning him about it, that he kept saying, "Well, we're not sure because there's not enough, data to know like what speed they were going or like what angle he was standing at, just things like that. There just wasn't enough solid definitive proof to show that she did it. There was just too many gaps in the story itself. So that's why I thought she should have been found not guilty personally.
Yeah, I agree. Regardless if you think she's guilty or not, they did not prove it beyond reasonable doubt. They didn't prove it beyond a sliver of doubt, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, and did you ever get a chance? See, I wish I had my laptop here with me. I finally buy a new laptop where we could take good field trips on, and at least
We need the
but
field
I'll
trip.
bring it back with me when I go back home. And we've got to do this again and take some field trips because we've got to show them some of the things. Like, did you watch the guy that dressed up in John's exact outfit and then painted himself with blue
Yes.
paint?
That was so, he looked ridiculous. He looked like an overweight out of work dancer. He just looked ridiculous. And then the blue paint, and every time he like did a spin or something, I was just like, there's no way this is real life. This has to be satire. And just no one said anything yet. It was so ridiculous. I
And
could
I felt like it was actually disrespectful to John and his family. Like, that's the
Yeah.
prosecution trying to, defend John and his family and his honor and his death. And I felt like that was blatant disrespect. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I just feel like there's not enough, like he even said, there's not enough data to know for sure, like how fast the car was going, what angle he was hit at, like where he was even hit at to begin with. So, I mean, it just didn't make sense to do the recreation. Like the only thing you could really take away from it is like, oh, okay, her tail lights line up with where some of the marks on his arm was. Like, that's the only thing I think you could really even get from that, personally.
Yeah. What is one of I know you didn't get to watch the whole trial because you work a legitimate full-time job and have a life unlike me who just gave up on my entire business for this whole trial and dedicated every day to it. But
Bitch, you need to clean
what
your own house for a while.
yeah. Listen, I'm sorry, you all have to clean your house until the Karen Reed trial is over and then I will
Exactly.
resume business. Okay.
Exactly. I'll give you some good coupons on some what are the scrub daddy. Yeah, I'll give you a discount on some good scrub daddy
I'll
things.
send you your own Lysol bottle and a few rags and you're on your own.
Right.
But
Or
what's like one of the biggest things you took from the trial? Like, what's one of the biggest things you'd want to talk about?
I'm trying to think. I think what really stuck out to me was just like in the beginning, like the prosecutor, like what really grabbed my attention and made me like be like, shit, I need to pay attention to this was just the prosecutor and like all the defamatory messages he was sending about her. Like, she's a babe with no ass, or like making fun of like the colostomy bag, I guess she had for a period of time. And that's really what kind of made me give it the side eye and be like, okay, something's clearly off here. Clearly he, has it out for her. So I think that was one of the
Yeah.
first things that grabbed my attention.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's one of the main things I wanted to talk about is they were saying it was so unprecedented. Like, it's one of the first times in U.S. history where there's ever been a murder trial where the lead investigator was not called by the prosecution to
Hmm.
testify. And
Yeah.
I think that right there should prove reasonable doubt in anyone's mind. Like, if the lead investigator cannot be brought up because he was found to be
Uncredible or,
negligent.
yeah.
Yeah, and was fired by the FBI and everything. Like,
Right.
that right there is enough reasonable doubt in my mind for anyone to see.
Right. So this was he still technically like the lead investigator in the second trial, or did they like, I guess, have someone else like take over for him, or like how did that
So they they fired him a few days into this second trial,
work? Mhm.
and the investigation was technically over
Oh,
pending the first trial, but he was
okay.
still considered the lead investigator. And due to him being fired, they were able to finally talk about all of that in this trial, which I feel
Yeah.
like had a lot to help because the defense wasn't allowed to bring up the first trial at all or even mention there was a trial. They would have to word it as in previous proceedings in this courtroom. They couldn't say in the first trial. They weren't allowed to let the jury know that there even was a trial prior. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised just because that's how like a lot of trials, that's usually what they do. Or at least that's my understanding of how they work.
Yeah, but then because he did get fired and he got proved to be I keep saying negligent, but that's not the correct word.
Like biased against her.
Yes, there was
Or, oh,
biases.
like he wasn't impartial, basically.
Yes, and there they it was see, this is when we need to be able to take a damn field trip. But so I can show you this clip. But they basically said that whatever he did can now be brought to light, like in
Yeah.
full. So I thought the defense would bring him up on the stand because the prosecution didn't. But
Yeah.
the defense chose to not even bring him up. And they also didn't bring up Brian Higgins. And, the first trial was truly put around like the defense's strategy was proving that Brian Higgins, Brian Albert, the
Mhm.
dog, all of them
Yeah.
were who killed John. But this trial was solely based on like there is no evidence to prove Karen did it. And they really didn't even bring in like her and Brian's somewhat affair. I know that his cringe texts are a big, strong point for you. Do you want to elaborate on
Wait,
them?
I'm sorry. What was it again? What text?
His cringe, him, Brian Higgins and Karen's cringe ass text messages where he's like, "You really think I'm cute? You really
Oh,
like me? You
I
want
for
to kiss?"
Oh yeah, it's like very third grade. Like, will you be my girlfriend? It's very cheesy. I forgot all about that, man.
They didn't bring any of that in this time. Not any of it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it really would have been super like helpful anyway. Like, and not only that, but I also wanted to circle back to like the lead investigator, like the fact that he was, putting evidence in like red Solo cups and things like that really shocked me. I was like, so much like real evidence was probably lost just because of like how sloppy they were, like taking up the evidence and stuff too. So I think that's another reason why she was found not guilty, because so much of like the proceedings in the beginning was so sloppily done.
Exactly. And the person, I'm trying to think of his name. I'm so bad with names, but there was a man on the stand towards the very end of the prosecution's side where he was the man who actually collected and analyzed the pieces of the taillight.
Mm-hmm.
And he straight up said he was a cop, okay? And he straight up said that taillight was not busted like that evening at 5 a.m. when she was there with her car and I was there. It was not busted out like that. He told him when it came into that dock, that's when all of that extensive damage on that taillight changed drastically.
Yeah.
And another lady who they threatened her job. And they were able to talk about emails where they told her your testimony on this stand will determine your future in law enforcement,
Oh, really?
because she was the only person that was in that dock when that car was in there, and she witnessed Brian Higgins, Brian Albert, and a few other of the cops in there messing with that tail light, and they were in there for like so long, and she said it made her uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She didn't know what to say. She didn't know what to do in that moment. She knew that that was not procedure.
Yeah.
Um, and she tried to report it, and they brought up where she did try to report it, and they said your testimony will determine your future in law.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's crazy. That
Yeah,
doesn't
she was a
surprise me
really
though.
young brunette woman, real cute little cop. And she basically got up today and, or not today, but in this trial and said, my future is determined on my testimony, and they were able to show that, and I was just like, wow.
Was that the lady with the dark hair that said she remembered something wrong, so she changed like her testimony, and I think it had something to do with whether or not she could have seen like Brian's body, or I mean John's body or something like that.
Yes, she tried to say that her previous testimony was a false memory
Yeah.
because she was so scared about losing her job.
Yeah, I don't blame her. I'm sure that's got to be terrifying, especially with a case of like this magnitude with this many eyes on it. I wouldn't want to be tied to that, like something like that in a negative way, and have people paint me out to be a liar.
Absolutely, because you got to think about it. Uh, all the rest of the people in the police department were protecting the other police, and she was a lone person just trying to say the
Right.
truth,
Just trying
you
to do
know?
the thing.
And I think that's my biggest thing about this entire trial is and with Judge Bev, that is my beef. It's like you all took a oath, the prosecution, the judge, all of them. You're supposed to be the fact finders, the truth finders. You're supposed to just let the truth be told, whether it is this way or that way. And it's like they were all blocking the actual truth, in my
Right.
opinion.
I know, but and you know what's crazy is doesn't like the FBI have like a 98% conviction rate or something like that?
Yes.
So the fact that she was found not guilty, I just thought that was wild because like that's such a small margin. You know what I mean?
And the FBI is who fired Proctor, the lead investigator. The
Right.
FBI is why he was fired.
And if it would have been any other investigator, I'm not sure we'd be having this stream right now. She might have been found guilty. We don't know because maybe they would have done a more like tidy job and maybe it would have proved beyond a reasonable doubt that she did it. We'll never know because it was just handled in such a poor way. But
Yeah.
I in my heart of hearts, I really don't think she killed him. I really don't. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just in my gut tells me that it was fixed and something else happened to him that we'll probably never know. Like maybe he was attacked by a dog. Maybe he did get into a fight with that guy and that's what led to it ultimately. You know what I mean? Maybe they did try to cover it up using Karen. I don't know. But I just
That's
don't
what
feel like she
that's
did
what I
it.
want to talk about is the dog. Um like if any sane human on this earth possessed that fucking dog, would they not just be like, "Look, I have this dog. Do you need the dog? Here is the
Right.
dog." Why is it so hard to find the fucking dog? Because the dog is fucking dead.
Oh, that's so awful. I knew that they rehomed the dog, but I didn't know that they put the dog down.
Well, the dog has supposedly been rehomed like 4 times. Okay,
Hmm.
its name changed from Chloe to Cora to Casey to something else. You know what I mean? And it's been, but they're trying to say what they ended up coming to court with was that the dog lives with a veterinarian, and the lead investigator Proctor, his boss, says that he found the dog, went and seen the dog, and that the dog is alive. Okay, well, why didn't you test its DNA? Because a dog has DNA just like a human.
Right.
Why didn't they do like a measurement of the dog's mouth, of its canines? Why didn't they do anything to just shut the public, even just to
Right.
shut the public up about, look, it wasn't a fucking dog bite?
Plus, I feel like a dog bite, it would have been easy to tell if it was because, they've got those long canines that go in. So there would have been, deeper punctures and then shorter punctures. Like they have a unique set of like teeth, just like humans do. So couldn't they get like the teeth from the dog and compare it to the bites on his arm to see if it was a dog bite or not?
And
You know?
that's even what the medical examiner for the prosecution said, is they were like, "Can you determine that this was not a dog bite?" And she's like, "No." And they were like, "Well, what would you need to determine that Chloe did not bite him?" And she was like, "I would need the dog."
Yeah.
Like and they were like, "Well, then why don't you have the dog? Why didn't you do that?" And she's like, "I don't know."
Yeah. See, that just makes me feel like maybe it was the dog. Like maybe that's why they hit the dog because like the dog was involved somehow and they want to pin it on Karen. I don't know.
It's like, who rehomes a German Shepherd that you've owned for 6 to 7 years
Hmm.
immediately at the point where this happens? Like, that is just so weird to me. You don't just randomly rehome a dog that you've had that long for no reason.
Exactly. Yeah, so it just makes me wonder like what happened with the dog like for them to
I
do
think
that.
they killed the dog. That's what a lot of people think too, is the dog is
Yeah.
dead.
Which is sad because, like, it's like the dog didn't ask for this. It's not the dog's fault. Like, if any, at worst case scenario, the dog probably saw its owner in a fight and wanted to protect its owner. But it's just like they could have, maybe hid the dog if they were trying to do what we think they were doing. But, like, why do they need to kill the dog? That's just so sad.
Yeah, so I can't confirm this, but what I've seen, because the prosecution and the DA hasn't made a formal statement yet, but what I've read is that they are not going to actually try to pursue this any further. And I think that right there shows that they know um, that it was the people in that home that were involved, the dog, whoever, someone in that home is liable,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want that to come to surface because the saddest part of this whole thing is John's family, and John will never actually have justice for what happened to him. Whether it was a freak accident, a dog bite, whatever happened, I feel like the truth should still be revealed for his family.
Exactly. Yeah. And I just feel like all that evidence is just lost to time now because, like I said, because they did such a sloppy job like collecting the evidence, and because they just, were so shady. I just feel like so many answers are just gonna never be found because just so much of the evidence is gone now.
And I think really though there is enough that if they wanted to figure it out, they could, but they don't. They don't want the real answer to come out. And I don't even know what I truly believe.
Yeah.
Like I go back and forth. I think that the dog did bite John. Do I think that the dog was murdered John? No. I think that something happened, and it's a German shepherd and they're very territorial as their owner and their home. He hadn't been in that home but like one or two other times, so that dog didn't know him. So if he was in any sort of argument or altercation, that dog just did what that dog is trained to do.
Right. Was that like a former police dog or anything, or just like a regular German Shepherd?
It was a regular German Shepherd, but it was owned by Brian Albert, who is a trained detective who
Okay.
had in the past been a canine detective. So
Okay.
that dog, I believe, was very well trained.
Yeah, that could have been it. Like the dog could have jumped on him and he could have fallen backwards and hit his head when the dog attacked him. Like that could have been the blunt force trauma.
Yeah, and that's what they've said about that injury on the back of his head is it looks like it was from like some sort of like ridged edge, like a stoop of a step.
Mm-hmm.
Like that maybe, and it could have been completely innocent. Maybe the dog jumped up on him, you know what I mean? And he fell back and hit his head and died, and they just threw him in the yard. But
Right.
it's like, if that was what happened, that's truly an accident. Why, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if I feel that someone was truly responsible for it. I almost feel like just it was a bad series of events.
Yeah, just like a freak accident or something like that.
Yeah, it's snowing, it's slick, it's
Mm-hmm.
cold, it's the middle of the night. They'd all been drinking, and something fucking weird happened, and he died. And I
Yeah.
don't feel like anybody really should have been held liable until it gets to the point to where you're trying to frame an innocent person and
Right.
hide the truth,
And actually, that would make sense. The fact that it was slick and he was drunk and like maybe he did fall and hit his head on like the step or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That would make
really
sense.
don't feel like someone murdered him maliciously or anything. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah. What was up with the text messages? Like, did Karen send those, or was that her friend? Or I never quite got to the
Which
bottom of
text
that.
message are you talking about? Hoss long to die in the cold?
Yeah, yeah, that one.
Hoss long.
Hoss long. Hey, that's how I text when I'm like frantic too. So I could actually, I knew what she was trying to say.
Oh, girl, you already know I be texting the wildest shit, and you just have to decipher it or you don't. You already know about me. Half my texts don't make sense, and I'm just too busy to care. Like, you're gonna figure it out
Yeah,
or you ain't, But
I
like,
I thought of you the other day because, like, you know how we text like line by line, like ADD texting, like just one thought at a time,
Instead
one
of a
thought
full
per text.
paragraph. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
and
bunch of
instead of
random sentences.
right. I thought of you because my sister was like, "Quit texting thoughts. Just text one big message. You're driving me insane." Because I sent like 5 messages in a row, just individual thoughts, and she was like so pissed at me. I was like, it just made me think of you because I know we talked about that before. How we
I
like have
know.
a
I
texting
don't
habit.
understand a normal human's brain that just sends a whole ass paragraph. Like, no, I have to break it down line by line, thought by
Uh-huh.
thought. None of them are going to actually make any sense, but you and me have the same type of brain, so we just put it together. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
works.
Not only that, but every time I think I'm done, I remember something else. I was like, okay, this, and this. Oh, yeah. And this other thing. Oh, yeah. And this other thing. Oh, and one more thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I
So,
have no shame. Like people are like, "Oh, don't double text." Bitch, I will quadruple times 15 text you. You're about to get 76 individual lines of all of my thoughts and then one more in 10 minutes
right.
that I remember.
Like, bitch, you're about to get a whole ass on it from me. So just be prepared.
Exactly. But so, okay, so the Hoss Long to Die in the Cold was a Google search that was performed. The time has never been fully been able to be determined if it was at 2:46 or at 5:05,
Mm-hmm.
but it was definitely proved that she did Google that and that she did delete that search. So that right there, why would you delete a Google search if it wasn't done out of malicious or out of some sort of intent? Like you don't just delete stuff for no reason.
Right. Like, if it was innocent, why cover it up then? You know?
And so she deleted that at the same time. They were able to actually prove that she deleted that on the same day that Brian Higgins, which is the one that was having like this sort of weird cringe of text affair with Karen,
Yeah.
the same day he destroyed his phone was the same day she deleted that from her phone.
Oh, really?
Yes, and then the very next day is the day that the courts sent a summons to all of them that they were not allowed to destroy any phones, text searches, or nothing. So how odd is that that they were sent that formally from the court the day after they destroyed their phones and deleted all their texts and deleted all of their Google searches because they're in the police department and they had a heads up. I mean, duh.
Right. Obviously. Like,
Yeah, and the butt dials.
those-
Like, girl, we ain't back in the Nokia brick phone playing Snake in your back pocket of your Miss Me jeans where you're butt dialing people days. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I've randomly butt dialed you, I think, in the middle of the night, you know?
probably.
But not 5 times back to back to back to back to back over and over and over from multiple people or butt dialing in the same night at the same situation. That's bullshit.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy. I'm trying to find those cringy text messages now from that guy. Sorry. Um
No, yeah, there's one where he's like, do you really think I'm cute? Do you really want to kiss me? Like,
oh
it's
God.
like, bro, y'all are in your 40s. Like, you're acting like you're in middle school.
Like you're in junior high and it's the first girl you've ever talked to, like in that way. Like that's just so awkward.
I
So
swear. So, all three of you that are hiding in my bushes, love you long time. Um, I am going to come back to TikTok. I don't think I'm going to come back to YouTube just because every time I do, people want to talk about the drama. And I haven't looked at any of those people's pages or videos. I wish them all the best. No ill will, but I'm just so far past all of that bullshit. And I feel like I can't escape it from YouTube, but I love going live on YouTube. So I'm going to do it with Stacy as we can with things we want to talk about. But I really want to come back to TikTok because I feel like those were my people. That was my environment.
yeah.
And when I made that full switch over to YouTube, that's when shit went south. So I know you mess with TikTok too. What's your TikTok name? Put a comment in the comment so people can follow you on TikTok because she does such like inspirational, like spiritual, cute TikToks and stuff. People need to go check you out over there.
Yeah, I haven't been on it as much as I'd like to, but I really want to start making videos again. But I have been like jumping in lives lately, like when you know how people have those like little guest boxes on TikTok. Like I've been jumping in those lately, and that's a lot of fun. So I think we should do that sometime. Like we could have a few other people up with us talking about, you know, Karen Reed or just whatever we want to talk about. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm down with that. My only thing is we need to go live from yours because every single fucking time I go live from TikTok, my TikTok entire account gets fucking banned.
Oh, really?
So yeah, like that's why, well, Jessica is the reason that I didn't have a TikTok for like 6 months because, she had all those people go over there and report me, and I was on my very final strike on this TikTok, but it's been enough time now that I think I got 2 or 3 back that I can get in trouble a couple times.
It's been a while. You know, the dust has settled enough, so I
They're
think
gonna give
we'll
me a
be
few passes. But yeah, I don't know what it is, girl. I could go live talking about a McChicken and
okay.
I will get banned. It
Well,
doesn't matter what the fuck I talk about.
that's the only bad thing about TikTok. I feel like they're so hypersensitive. You know, like I've seen people that like people will come in their live or on their comments like bullying them, and then if they respond, they get in trouble for bullying and harassment or whatever. So TikTok is more hypersensitive. I feel like that's the only downside to it, but it is more fun, like when you go live and stuff over there. But you
Yeah,
know, it's got its pros and
definitely.
cons, just like everything else. But yeah,
Yeah, maybe our next one we'll do it over there though.
yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, and we can just go back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question though. One
Okay.
out of 10 scale. How hard did Karen Reed's little suit pant outfit slay today?
Oh my God, that was like a 20. She looked so cute.
Dude,
That was,
she killed that out today. She knew she was getting a verdict today, and she was like, I'm wearing my best suit
I
today.
know. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh my gosh, she looks so freaking cute today. Which I mean, she looks good every time she comes to court, but this especially, like, it was iconic. I thought it fit her perfectly. So she did
Yes, and
amazing.
for her to look as good as she does after all these years of stress, like somebody
Yes.
needs to give her an award just for looking that good after all this. Because, baby, I'd be checked into the mental house, like
I,
on check me into the 6th floor
yeah.
and strap my ass down. You know what I
I,
mean?
I think I'd show up to court in a hospital gown and a chunky belt because I would just be so stressed out at that point. Like I'm trying, but I'm still mentally a little not well. So this
Give me a
last year.
hospital gown and a thick little waist belt.
Yes, exactly. And a matching purse because we're not doing well mentally, but we're still trying over here.
I swear to God, girl. I swear to God. But like her dad, like her parents just seem like the sweetest, best humans, and my heart just was so happy for her parents and the
Yeah.
stress that they've been through. Oh, CH is back. Hey,
Hey.
baby, we missed you too. And Kayla,
Yay.
yay!
Hey, both of you. I missed you guys.
Tell
Yay.
us, did you all watch the Karen Reed trial? Are you all invested in this? Is there anything you all are invested in you want to talk about? Because I guarantee Stacey or I one knows about it and we can gab about it. Okay.
Yeah, but I was like, man, if they come back with another mistrial, like we are going to riot in the streets, bitch. Like they're like I could not imagine having to go through that twice. But I was like, if she gets like a mistrial again, oh my God, I don't even know what I was
Uh,
gonna do.
oh, I had already told you if it was a hung jury again, me and Keelan was coming to pick you up and we was just driving straight to Boston in the Kia, girl. You know what I mean?
We're just gonna riot in the streets until they fix it. So I'm glad they came back with a not guilty, like they should have.
Absolutely. Kayla, I don't know about this case at all, but I'm all ears. Well, I'm going to give you a 60-minute brief synopsis. Karen Reed was framed by the Boston police because they accused her of murdering her Boston police officer boyfriend, who she did not murder, that some weird accident happened and he died in another police officer's yard. This is her second trial. The first trial was a hung jury. We thought this one was going to come back hung again, but she was finally found not guilty on all charges except a DUI. And I now have faith in the judicial system again because at arms with the judicial system.
Oh my God, how nervous were you though? Like, how hard did your asshole pucker up when they were like, "We have a verdict"? Wait, no, we don't.
Oh my God. Have
That
you
was
ever heard of that in your whole life? Like,
I
how do they
know.
say, oh, we have a verdict? Psych! Like, no, we don't. Like,
Kidding.
what?
Let me take that back. That was crazy.
Yeah, but then luckily, I think it was just the verdict form. Like, the verdict form in this state of Massachusetts, for one, is fucking stupid. The whole state of Massachusetts and their judicial system is stupid, in my opinion. But we're a commonwealth here in Kentucky, too.
Hmm.
So ours is ass backward as well.
Yeah.
Um, but no, when that happened, I was literally, I had to walk out and get in my car because I was like, no one can speak to me. Like, I need a cigarette, and I've been only smoking my vape, okay? But today I had to buy a pack of cigarettes, I had to buy a bottle of wine, and I just had to bring myself together, okay? Because I was having a moment.
I'm sure Karen, I'm sure she bought like a whole carton of smokes this morning, before she went in. I'm just so happy that she could finally take a sigh of relief because I can't imagine how stressed out she must have been, feeling it. How stressed out she must have been going through all of it.
Oh, my heart goes out to her, her family, and John. John is her boyfriend that got killed, and his family, because they deserve answers, and they're
Right.
never gonna get them, and that is horrible. And it just, the whole thing is just sad, you
Yeah.
know.
I feel like I've said this before, but I really feel like because of that lead investigator, they're never going to get even close to having like proper answers or closure. Because I mean, he was fucking using red Solo cups to collect like blood evidence and shit like that. Like, who knows what else he probably fumbled.
Yeah, I mean, it was 16 hours after they found his body, and he was sending text from his police phone to
Mhm.
the other cops saying, don't worry, this girl's going down for it. I'm searching her phone for nudes. She's
Yeah,
hot but has a flat ass. She shits in a poopy bag because she has a colostomy,
yeah,
calling her a cunt. Like, the lead investigator. And they were saying, like, this is literally the first time in history where the lead investigator did not go on, up for the prosecution and talk about a murder trial.
right,
How can you even put someone on trial for murder and not bring up the lead investigator? Like, it's
right,
just fucking wild.
yeah.
The whole thing is wild. But him getting fired and her getting found innocent are the two best things that could have ever come from it,
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss, definitely. But that is crazy, especially when you think like the FBI, they've got I think like a 98% conviction rate. So for her to be found not guilty for an investigation that was done like by the FBI, like that's pretty crazy. That's pretty unheard of.
Absolutely. CH, we have missed you. You have always been such a kind, fun person in the chat, and we're so happy to be back. We just don't want to be in the drama no more. You know what I mean? Like, we just want to talk about things that are going on. We want to yip and yap and talk shit, but we don't want to really be in the middle of it. We want to talk about other people's drama. We don't want it to be our drama, you know?
Yeah, there's got to be at least 5 degrees of separation. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, yeah, I've just stayed quiet and stayed off YouTube. I haven't watched nothing. I haven't talked about nothing, and all that because
Hmm.
I just don't truly give a fuck. And
Yeah.
um, it's just like, move on. They're still talking about the same fucking shit 2 years later. Like, get over it. Let's talk about something else,
Like learn how to crochet. Like take up pickleball. Do something with yourself.
Yes, move to a lake house like I did for the summer. Well, it's like a little ghetto lake apartment, but still I'm on the lake, bitches, so I'm happy, okay? But
Still counts. A lake is a lake is a lake.
I'm
Kay-
still here at the lake. Yeah, but no, Kayla said, why did the investigator have it in for Karen? Because the people in the home that he was found dead on their lawn were all cops, as well as John, who died, was a cop. And so it was like their little fraternal brotherhood protecting each other. And they just were like, we're going to take her down because someone
has
has
to
to go
say.
down for it.
Right.
And they just chose her.
Yeah. So one of my patients that I take care of, I do home health care. He is a retired homicide detective, and oh, excuse me, but he was saying that anytime there's like a murder, they usually start inwards and they go out, meaning like they'll start with the husband, the spouse, the girlfriend, and then they'll move outward. So they probably also went for her because they probably truly believe she had something to do with it, because it usually is the the spouse or the girlfriend or boyfriend or
But
whatever.
do you know they never walked into that home? Not one police officer ever walked into that home, ever looked inside that home, ever spoke to a human in that home.
Really?
And they never, ever walked into that house and looked at anything or even spoke to him. And the man that lived there is a huge detective for the police department, and he never even walked outside to ask what was going on.
That's crazy. I'm sure they called him beforehand to let him know what was going on, but still, that just goes
Yeah,
to show
old
how crooked it
Hawthorne had
was.
called him. It was in her phone record.
Oh, of course, of course, of course. But that just goes to show how crooked it was. And I know, like, when it comes to cops, like, they will do the most to like look after each other, but it's just a shame that John's family is never going to know like what truly happened, because they like botched this so freaking bad.
Yeah, Kayla says that makes sense, but damn, why I was talking so much shit while I was like, yeah, why he had to call her a cunt and say all those things, that's the reason he got fired, because it was absolutely unnecessary. You
Yeah.
want to frame her for murder, whatever, but you didn't have to say all that.
Yeah, like she's a babe with no ass and let's burn this bitch, and just making fun of her appearance and stuff like that. I mean, it's so disgusting. And but it was pretty great to watch him like squirm on the stand and be like, oh yeah, yes, that was very unprofessional of me to do. It was pretty satisfying watching him try to talk his way out of it though.
Yes, in the first trial, because the
Yeah,
second trial they never even brought him up, which
right,
speaks volumes. Swarm
right.
of Pink. I don't think I've seen you here before, but welcome, welcome, welcome. And yes, he definitely had dog bites on his arm. The police said it was shrapnel from a taillight. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe it was a dog bite as well. We went over the dog bite for quite a minute earlier before you got here.
Yeah,
But our view is, where the fuck is the dog? If the dog's not dead, then any sane human would have said, hey, I have this dog, would have brought the dog forward and could have proved one way or the other it was or wasn't that dog. And they didn't do that, which to me and a lot of other online sleuths thinks that proves that the dog is dead, which is horrible.
right.
Um, but even if the dog isn't dead, them rehoming their pet of 6 years is fucking wild to begin with.
Yeah, and not only that, like if a human were to bite someone else, like they could get dental records and compare the teeth to the teeth on the bite wound. So like why couldn't they do that in this case? Or they could at least determine it was a dog bite, period, because there would be, deeper marks from like the canines and shorter indentations from like the front teeth, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what
So
they had, three medical witnesses that said they believed solely that it was dog bites.
yeah,
And there was one, her last name I can't pronounce to save my life. I think it's like Laprosipe or Laprosipe or something really cute in French or whatever. But
yeah.
she got up there and it was so funny because the prosecution looked at her and asked her some question about the collision, and she said, well, there was no collision, so it's irrelevant. Like, just straight
Yeah.
shit on him. I was like, yes,
Was
those are
that
the
the lady
best
that was like
moments
shutting
ever.
Was that the lady that was shutting them down the whole time and making them look really dumb?
Yes, did I send you that short about? Yes,
Yes,
it was
I
her.
love that so much. That was hilarious.
Yes, I finally got a new laptop, Kayla and CH, and we could take beautiful field trips, but I didn't bring it with me to the lake. But when I go home, I am going to bring it back and we're going to do a field trip. But look, just for shits and giggles, because I know you all love field trips as much as I do. Okay, we're going to just do this real quick.
You say that I'm psychotic, but then you like it like that. It's like every time the conversation changes.
That was so nostalgic. I needed that.
Didn't you miss our little Miss Frizzle field trip?
Yes, that felt like an espresso shot and 8 hours of sleep.
What a palate cleanse.
I know.
I have another great one I'll save for a minute. Let's see. Someone just commented, right here. Oh, how nice of you, Dale, coming in clutch. La. Okay, Stacy, do this. He broke it down, and I still can't
Yeah.
pronounce it with my country ass.
La Pazada. La Pazada. Is that right,
La
Dale? Thank you.
Posita.
La
That sounds
Pazada.
right to me. But
Oh,
I can't pronounce anything correctly because I talk like cornbread. But
no, my favorite was our first live we ever did together, or I forget what it was, but you were like, "Why don't you sound like me?" Because we're both from Kentucky. I
yes,
was
bitch,
like,
it's not fair. You live in bumfuck Kentucky too, and you should talk cornbread like I do.
well, my dad does sound super cornbread, but my mom sounds like me, like no accent. So I think I got lucky. But when I am around like my family, like a lot of them have accents, it will start to come out a little bit more. There's just a tinge of cornbread in there, but not a lot.
Hey, you keep going live with me, and I felt like after we were going live, like back to back a few times, your cornbread got a little thicker too.
Added a little more butter to that cornbread.
Yeah, butter it up a little. Kayla said, "Shut the fuck up, new laptop, bitch. So proud of you. Thank you. It was only 10 years past due, but Mama finally did it."
Better late than never.
CH, yay, field trips. Yes, we're
Exactly.
gonna bring my laptop and we're gonna do a bunch of wonderful field trips. Yeah, so nostalgic. But y'all gotta give me ideas of what you all are into so that we can deep dive down a lot of great rabbit holes. So send
Yeah.
over in the comments right now some ideas for me and Stacy.
We gotta
Oh,
put
Dale said close enough. Thank you, Dale. We tried very hard.
yes, we gotta put Miss Frizzle to work. So give us ideas, y'all.
Oh, look, Kayla agrees with me, Stacy. Your cornbread definitely got thicker. I
That's
knew. I
funny.
told you.
I didn't know, so I didn't notice it. So I'm glad someone did.
Yes, I'm glad Kayla has my back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so not to get totally off subject, but you know that I'm a queen of getting off subject. Are you all watching The Valley? Anyone in here watch The Valley? Because I am so obsessed with The Valley right now.
Is that on Netflix or something?
So I think it's a Peacock show to be technical, but it's a spin-off of Vanderpump Rules because they closed that show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's like Jackson Brittany and Lala and Sheena and Tom Swartz, Kristen Dowdy, and then a bunch of other people that weren't on the Valley that weren't on Vanderpump that are now on this show called The Valley.
Mhm.
And it's like them being, older now, and most of them are all parents, and all the drama around that. And it's really good. So if you all have some time, watch it, and I'd love to talk about it with you because I feel like it's something we'd all really like enjoy to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it, but I'm down to like watch it and then we can maybe talk about it next time or something.
Yeah, absolutely. What have you been into, Stacy? Real quick, let's talk about some of the things you've
Oh,
been watching online.
I'm sorry. You my alarm went off. What did you say?
I said, is there anything you've been like really into, like a show or like a YouTube or anything that you're like really like gung ho into right now?
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I've been hooked on that. I've been catching up on season 2 here lately. Have you ever seen that?
Yes. Tell me Taylor Frankie Paul is not just the cutest damn thing you've ever seen in your
She
whole life.
is. She is, and I love her because she's kind of like the black sheep, kind of like me, and
And
in my
me,
family,
yes.
yes. I love like just how cute but rebellious she is. She's everything. She's my favorite.
Absolutely. Do you all watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? I always want to call them the Secret Mormon Housewives. I don't know.
Well, did you see like that whole TikTok scandal that like set him off in the first place? Like there was the swinging scandal, and Taylor, she kind of burned the whole thing to the ground and kind of exposed everybody. Like that's how it first came to be because they were all on TikTok, and then she outed a bunch of people in their friend group for swinging, and then her and her husband got divorced, and one of the girls that was in the original swinging scandal, she's going to be on season 2. She was on season 1, but she's going to be on season 2. So I'm really excited to see like more of that this season.
Yeah. I think they're the wildest group of Mormons I've ever heard of, but
Right. What secret underwear did they got on?
I swear. So CH and Kayla say that they have never heard of either. Okay. Well, tell us something that you all are into online right now. Because me and Stacy be watching it all. We be knowing about it all. I have to ask you real quick, Stacy, what are your thoughts? Did you see Catherine, Austin McBroom's ex-wife's
Oh yeah,
interview with
on the
Call
Call
Her
Her
Daddy?
Daddy. Yeah, I saw that. That was crazy. I was honestly like, I mean, I'm glad she's finally speaking up, but I'm kind of pissed at her because I remember when Shyla, Landon McBroom, his ex-girlfriend, when she came out and said that she was being abused and stuff, and she totally took Landon's side and called her a liar and stuff. So I just really wish that she would apologize for that, but I can't get past that. Like, I just get the ick every time I see her because she has this holier than thou mean girls type attitude, you know?
Yeah, I'm not a Catherine fan. I think that she has a ton of culpability in all of their bullshit,
Yeah.
and that she has been able to brush it all off on Austin and act like she's just this sweet little innocent thing that she's not.
Yeah. Right, exactly. And it just kind of pissed me off that like the whole Miami trip, she kept referring to it as an orgy when it was more of like a sexual assault. Like the girls that were there, they say that they were, assaulted, and like Austin and his dad forced them to do stuff with them. So it pissed me off that she kept calling it an orgy because it was like an assault. It wasn't an orgy. An orgy is consensual.
Yes, so that comes full circle. You speaking about orgies being consensual, and CH brings up Diddy. So
Oh
I don't
yeah.
want to even voice my opinion right now on that whole trial because I feel like I am in the 1%. But what is your thoughts on the Diddy trial?
I haven't seen everything I want to see yet. I did see Cassie. I saw like some of her testimony, and it's just so disgusting. And man, I hope they like throw him under the jail based on like what I've heard so far. If even 1% of what they're saying is true, they need to throw him under the jail.
So
What do
I'm
you
about to give
think?
you a very unpopular opinion on this. Okay, so this is strictly legally coming from a legal standpoint. Okay, I think Diddy is a freak. I think he's a creep, and I think he should be thrown under the jail. But I do not believe that they have proved a RICO case against him in any way, shape, or form. I don't think it's RICO. I don't think that because he was rich and he did all these horrible, nasty things that it is necessarily a RICO case. Do I think he deserves to spend the rest of his life in prison? Absolutely. But
Mhm.
there is so much you have to prove for it to be a RICO case, for it to
Right.
be, racketeering, for it to be organized crime, for it to be all of this sex trafficking, this, that, and the other. I just wish they would have come at it in a different angle from a legal standpoint.
Yeah. So Rico, is that like conspiracy? Isn't that like some kind of trafficking thing, or what's a Rico again?
Yeah, so a RICO is a racketeering charge, organized crime. It's a federal for them to bring it, be able to throw it from a federal level. They have to prove that he was the ringleader of organized crime. Which, do I believe that he paid his employees to do fucked up things? Do I feel like they were put in horrible positions? Did he do horrible things? Yes, but I don't think that they're proving that in this case.
Hmm.
I think that they should have come at it from maybe, I feel like they had to do it federally because of all these different state lines and stuff. You know what I mean? Where you
Right.
had a house in Miami, a house in New York. It was this here and there. I feel like this is the only way they could go at him over it. But to prove a RICO, um, I just don't see it. I don't know. Hold on. That's what CH just said. I'm surprised they didn't bring more and better evidence too. Exactly. Because the feds have a 98% conviction rate. And I just think he may get off of this. And if he does, imagine the horrible things that he will do after this. You
Oh
know
my
what I
God.
mean?
Yeah, that will inflate his ego like to the moon and beyond
It
already.
just really concerns me that the way they brought it from a legal point, he could be found not guilty.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Dale's talking about Dexter. Are you a Dexter person, Stacy?
I've seen a little bit of it, but I don't know it like intimately or anything like that.
Yeah. I have watched Dexter through like the whole thing through about 2 or 3 times, just like I have Gossip Girls and Grey's Anatomy and Law and Order SVU. It's like
Yeah.
one of my go-to if I'm out of shows and I need to binge something.
Oh, I just thought of something. Did you see the Sherry Papini, the new documentary she did?
If I could smack one person across the face in public and get away with it, it would be Sherry fucking Papini.
I know. Oh my God. I was hooked like that. Well, honestly, the first episode or so of like the documentary was boring, but then when she started talking and she started saying like, no, I was actually kidnapped, I just lied about the identity of who kidnapped me, and I was trying to lead investigators to who actually did it by describing what the man she was with, her ex-boyfriend, by describing his mother's face instead of his. I was like, what is this bitch even talking about? Like, she was just talking herself in circles and made no goddamn sense. It was like Casey Anthony walked so this bitch could run. Oh my God.
If that ain't the quote of the year, Casey Anthony walks so Sherry Papini can run her ass straight
Exactly.
across the state line and handcuff herself and have herself burned with a cattle prod. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, I know. Because seriously, she probably saw Casey Anthony doing her documentary and was like, oh, everyone hates her. But she probably got like maybe 5% of some gullible souls to believe her. So maybe let me try it and see what happens. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
it was so outrageous. And then, like, when she was crying, when she was trying to do the reenactments, I was like, bitch, like, moments after, like, you're supposed kidnapping, when you're talking to the police, you were giggling and giddy and making jokes. But now, years later, like, oh, I just don't know if I can get in the car. If I can, that might be too much for me. I was like, what is this bitch talking about? Like, I really think she's had enough time to think and refine, like, her act and her story, and like she's just really trying to play it up to try to convince people now that she's the victim. You know what I
And
mean?
it's like she did this to try to win the public over, and it made us all hate her even more.
I know, like that's a skill set, bitch. You should put that to work somehow. I don't know how, but you should put that to work.
Yeah, so circling back to Diddy real quick, and I don't want to talk about him because he makes me get like a bad taste in the back of my
Oh,
mouth. But CH is so true because she says with all the witness tampering already, she can't imagine what he will do if he's acquitted, and that's exactly how I feel in my heart. Is that he will go after all of those people who have testified,
yeah.
and something bad will happen to a whole lot of them, and it just scares me.
A,
But
a lot of people think that he's behind Tupac. I've heard, like, Tupac's death. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
yeah, well, like, I had no idea about like the Kid Cudi stuff. Like, I had no idea about all kinds of this, and I
Uh,
haven't been able to watch it like I want because I have been the 13th juror in the Karen Reed case, so I've been fully delved into it.
yeah.
But like, that's gonna be what I start watching more of now is Diddy, just because it makes me so nervous. What I have watched is that they
Yeah.
have not proved, a Rico. But Kayla's saying she did a documentary talking about Sherry Papini. Lord have mercy.
Yes, she
Where
did.
was that at? Where's that documentary at? I watched it. I can't remember though.
You can find it on Max, HBO Max, and you can also watch it like on YouTube, but you have to pay for it. So those are that's what I did. I just rented it on YouTube, but you can also watch it on HBO Max. There's
Okay, yeah,
four.
I watched it on HBO Max because in my living room at my house, it's logged into this girl that I haven't been friends with for like 15 years as HBO Max, and I still watch it. Thanks, Becky.
Awkward. And it was so funny because at the end, like, she does a lie detector test, and oh, man, I don't want to spoil it for you. Never mind. I won't say it because you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, she does do a lie detector test at the end, and that's pretty ridiculous too. I'll just
The
say.
whole thing is ridiculous. Like, Sherry Papini is the epitome of like what's wrong with the world today.
Yeah. And it's funny because like her husband also did a documentary called The Perfect Wife, and that was pretty cool because very seldom do you see like cases like this where you have both sides of a situation like this do like an in-depth documentary so you can hear both sides. But his was actually pretty good, I thought. He
I
did
haven't
like,
seen his. Where is
yeah.
his at?
I want to say it was like it was either Netflix or Hulu. I'd have to Google it, but yeah, it's
It
called The
was called The
Perfect Wife.
Perfect Wife.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to watch his side because that poor man, he divorced her too, right?
Yeah, of course. How
Thank
could he
God.
not?
Well,
And
you
it was,
never know. Some of these women are so manipulative. You know what I
I
mean?
know.
It's like,
What pisses me off is she tried to say, he never laid a hand on me, but he was abusive in other ways. Like he would just always ask like where I was at, and he had control of the finances. I was like, that sounds like a normal damn marriage. I mean, you know what I mean? Most spouses do say, hey babe, where you at? Or one of them has control of the finances,
yeah, like God forbid he makes sure you're okay and not abducted and being stabbed by a cattle prong, you know?
Right. Clearly he had good reason to ask where you're at and what you're doing because you were up to some wacky shit, girl.
Yeah, she's a fucking nut job if I've ever met one.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
no,
it's on Hulu, by the way. I just Googled it.
The Perfect Wife on Hulu is his. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's his.
What was hers called?
God, what was hers even called? Hold on, let me Google it. Oh, Caught in the Lie.
Yeah, Kayla said he asked where you're at. I wonder why. Yeah, because you're a fucking psycho, Sherry.
Right, I know. Clearly she's up to some shady shit, and it was so stupid because she said she reconnected with her ex-boyfriend and they were just communicating via text, but
Yes.
she wanted to see him one
Hey,
more time.
Stacy, I'm gonna mute myself real quick while I talk to the neighbor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but he what was I saying? I just lost my train of thought. Damn it. Ah, fuck. I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying, y'all? Can you help me out? So, what are you guys watching right now?
I don't either, but it's like I know this storm's coming, so I'm like projecting for it. You know, like I'm already scared.
Yeah, it's storming pretty bad here right now. Oh yeah. Thank you, CH. Sherry said she
Yeah, I'm
never
on it.
saw her ex in person. They were just like
If it gets
communicating
too
via
bad,
text.
though,
But then she
girl,
said
you need
that
to come in my basement. I'm down
but
here,
then she said
okay?
she wanted to see them one time. She wanted to
I'll
see him
come
one time in
answer.
person, like break it off with him.
Sorry,
Which
my
makes no
neighbor. There's a bad storm coming, y'all, and we're getting scared because we're in the middle of nowhere, and you can just see this shelf cloud like
yeah.
approaching. But anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
It's bad here too. No, I was just saying it was crazy because like she said that she started talking to her ex again and they were only texting. They never saw each other in person, but when she wanted to end it, she said like she was going to see him in person to end it. Like if you were only texting, why would you need to see him in person to end it? Like just block him.
Has he spoke out?
No, they actually in the documentary and hers, they found him and they they like found his house in Arizona and they knocked on the door and he just said basically he didn't want anything to do with it. Sorry, my voice is going
Oh
out.
my God, Dale's hilarious. He said, "Sounds like my ex-wife."
Sounds like his wife.
His ex-wife. He
His ex
married a Sherry Papini. Well, thank God you got away from her, Dale.
Yeah.
Lord, nobody needs a Sherry Papini in their life.
Oh Lord, no. God.
CH says hold on, I'm trying to pull it up. Her story made literally no sense. It's funny she thought she could tie up all those loose ends of her
Right.
lies, but made it worse. Exactly. It's
Right.
like everything she tried to make better, she made worse. Like, just shut your mouth, Sherry.
Right. Like it just made no sense like how she said she tried to describe like what her ex-boyfriend's mother looked like to indirectly tell police it was him. Like that makes no fucking sense. It's just like she had what was it been like 9 years? She had 9 years and that's the best she could think of. She should have just said that's the first thing that came to my mind. That would have made more sense, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a nut job. So another thing that's going on right now is I don't know if y'all are in with Tana. Oh, Tana Mojo. I feel like Tana and me are the same human being. She's just a much richer version and younger. But her and Brooke canceling the canceled podcast, everyone's like so up in arms about it. And I'm so happy for it though, because Tana has always struggled with addiction, being an alcoholic, like just being an absolute overall total absolute hot mess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she has been sober for over a year. She's very serious with Makoa. She's ready to get married. She's ready to have kids. And I'm just so fucking proud of her. Like
Yeah.
she's my own daughter or something. Do you know about any of that? Do you follow Tana at all?
Yes, I followed Tana since the he fucked me with a toothbrush days. So,
Yes.
and so it's been so awesome just to see her go from that to become a businesswoman and just all the different areas she's had in her life to finally like be stable and settle down with someone. And I didn't know they canceled the podcast for good. Like I saw something about like I guess Brooke or someone was upset because they wanted her to go to an after party, but Tana's been trying to like stay sober, so she didn't want to go to it. And I guess that was an issue. But that's the last I heard.
Yeah, so their last podcast, they discussed that they don't say they're formally canceling it forever, but they're pausing it. And then Tana put on a Mew Mew haul, which I'm very upset with her because there's a pair of Mew Mew sunglasses that I would literally give my left foot for, and she bought 5 pairs of Mew Mew sunglasses and didn't even buy the best fucking pair. Like, come on, Tana. But anyways, the way Makoa stares at her, like you can just tell how much he loves her in it. You know what I mean? Like he loves every good, bad part of her, and it just makes my heart so fucking happy. So Kayla says she only listens. CH says, yes, it's so good to see her doing so well. Yes, proud mom over here of Tana. Um, Kayla says, I only listened to the podcast a few times, but I think it takes guts to cancel a successful show. Yes.
Mhm.
She straight up says that. I'm canceling it for my own mental health. Like, I'm not the person I was when I started this. It's not who I am today. And I just want to move on. I want to have a family. And it's just, she's
Yeah.
making millions off of it. And she's just like, that's not my era anymore. And it's amendable,
Yeah.
truly.
It's a shame like they couldn't continue to do a podcast, but maybe like revise it to something that suits her more to who she is today, you know?
Well, she says in the end of her haul from Paris with her and Makoa, wouldn't it be so cool if me and you did a podcast? And I think that's her subtly saying like that her and Makoa are about to have their own podcast.
That would be cool. But I also love Brooke too. So I hope Brooke like does her own thing also.
Oh, well, Brooke will have a successful career, and I'm up and down with Brooke. Like, some days I like Brooke, and other days I don't like Brooke, but she's going to have a very successful career based
Yeah.
just solely off of this. And so I just hope that they both go on to do things that suit where both of them are in their life today, you know?
Right. Well, I the last time I remember like really paying attention to Brooke was like when she had the whole drama with her ex-boyfriend going on, like the pathological liar. Do you remember that?
Cody, not Cody Co.
The singer guy, the cringy singer guy that like he does like the weird hands when he sings or whatever.
Yes, it says he is from Australia as well as France, as well as America, as well as South America. Well, somebody put in the comments his fucking man's name.
He
And
said
he has all these fake accents and
and
shit. He's
he lied. Yeah, he lied and said like 3 of his family members died in like a month or a week or crazy like that. But then they found out that wasn't true. And then he tried to say, "Oh, well, that was like family to me." So
and her new boyfriend though, he's sketch as well. Like, I hate to hate on him, but they've proved that he was dating
a minor.
Yeah, Lionel Richie's youngest daughter, Sophia Richie's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
That he was dating her when he was like 28 and she was like 16.
That's so creepy.
Yeah, so and just for that simple fact, I'm like, bruh, like I don't know how, but people change, but at the same time, that's one of those things. It's like, yeah, you can get off drugs, but can you get off being a fucking chomo? No, I don't know if you can change from that, dog.
I don't either. I think
So,
once you have those tendencies, that's like a lifetime thing. And that's like such a bizarre community, like the minor attracted person community. Like it's just so bizarre to me, like that they even try to become like their own little thing and make their own flag and stuff. Like, why would you want to rep that, you know?
I swear I was talking to Dylan about it, and he's like, well, it's not a cult unless you admit it's a cult. He's like, people in a cult don't know they're in a cult until they leave. I'm like, true.
True.
But
That's a wild rabbit hole we could go down one day. Like where
oh, cults.
savage.
Bitch, I'm obsessed with cults. Is anyone else in the chat like cults? Because I really like cults. I think it's so wild, the whole concept of a cult. Like, worshiping one person and everything they believe and like changing your whole life for it and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just such an interesting concept.
The fact that someone could like strip you of your own identity enough to where you'd be willing to like drink poison Kool-Aid just to follow them to a ship in heaven or whatever, like that's a wild concept to me. Like I'm truly intrigued by like the psychology behind like how people do that, like how that happens, you know? Like it's just so
Yes,
wild.
that's the ADHD, and that's we need to like pick your brain open and
Mhm.
explore exactly how you got there, and we need to
Yeah.
know every answer.
Exactly. I mean, of course, nothing justifies it, but we're just intrigued. Like, how does that work exactly?
Yes.
You know?
Like, logistically, I need to know how you got there.
Right. Like, who hurt you?
What is fucking wrong with you, and how did your brain go there?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, my neurospicy side is just like, I need all of the answers.
I
I
know.
need to know all of them.
I've always been one of those people that wants to know like everything about everything. And but that would be a cool like deep dive one day just to like look into various cults. Like there was this one documentary not too long ago about that like dancing cult in LA. That's like
7M.
yeah,
Yes.
that was really interesting. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was wild. Kayla, I swear to God, that's hilarious. She said a part of me wants to join one just for research. A
Oh
part
my
of me
God.
wants to start a cult just to see if I could do it, you know?
Yeah. To see how far we could get.
I feel like I'd be a very successful cult leader.
Yeah. No, there's a Scientology church like right down the road from me, and every time I drive by, I'm like, I should just go in just to see, like, just see what it's about. Part of me is like, just wants to go in just to see what happens. Like,
Oh my God, girl, I will drive 2 hours to you and for us to go to this Scientology place.
Yeah, like we just want to hear about Xenu. What's up with Xenu?
Yes, I'm not going to pay the money to go up the tiers and know all the
Right.
info, but just let me in the door to investigate a little.
Yeah, we just want to what do they do, like the clearing sessions or whatever? Like we just want to do like a few clearing sessions and see what it's about.
Yeah, let us investigate your brains. Yes, Kayla, I need the answers, girl. I need the fucking answers. Oh yeah, Kayla's right down the street in Tennessee too. She'll come join us for the
Hell yeah.
We'll all
Field
meet
trip.
up and do a day date and go to the Scientology church.
That's a wild sentence.
And it would be like the funnest day of my life.
Yeah, we'll have like little GoPro hidden cameras that like look like buttons or something like hidden on us.
Yes, record it and come back on live and report back to everyone about our findings.
Yeah, like I just want to know how many alien demons I have attached to me. Can I learn more about that, please?
Am I a reptile brain?
Yeah.
I need to know.
How big was the volcano that we were all shot into? I just need to know. Answer.
You know how much I love you, though? We started out with Karen Reed. We went to the Mormons, to Papini, we even spoke on Casey Anthony, Tana, and now we're down a Scientology rabbit hole, all in an hour.
Right. Hey, that's what we said in the beginning. You were like, we're gonna go from A to like Z, and I was like, no, we're gonna go from like 1 to G. Like,
Not A to Z, baby. 1 to G over
yeah,
here, okay?
and back again. Uh,
And hey, listen, I think it's time. I think it's time for us to take a film
You
trip.
say that I'm psychotic, but then you like it like that. It's like every time the conversation changes.
Tell me why I just twerked a little when that played.
you could do that when you see the bus. Like, yes, get it, bitch.
Look, Kayla understands us. She's like, film
Kayla gets
trip! It just makes us all so happy.
I know. Every time I see Miss Frizzle throw her arm up, I'm like, yes, where are we going, queen?
Oh, where are we going, queen? Yeah. So y'all give us some ideas. Where do we need to go next? Jeff Williams says no. Jeff, no to what? No to all of it? It's all a big ass no, right?
No to Scientology. I agree. If so. Oh, not the snort. Not
Kayla
that
said
big
twerk into
snort.
frizzle.
Oh my gosh.
I'm over here snorting. Don't let me snort choke again though, because I didn't live that down for a whole year. Okay.
Yeah. Chew on your Starburst and maybe that'll calm
I
it down.
wish I had a Starburst so bad just to chew one and piss everyone the fuck off. But just so y'all know, I've been getting my allergy shots. I don't sound as nasally anymore, do I?
No, you sound better.
Yeah. Well, I've been getting these shots in my ass, and they've really helped my nasaliness. So you're welcome, hoes.
Okay. Get a bitch. I thought you were gonna say I've been getting ass shots like Cardi B or something.
Bitch, I wish I was getting ass shots. I was making them thicker. They're just making my drainage. And they probably cost more.
Probably.
Than an ass shot to make it thick.
Like, can you add a little extra to that to just, stay where you're injecting it?
Yeah, I know. It's like, can you plump it in the process, baby?
Yeah, can you add a couple more things in there since you're down there anyway?
I swear. I'm already doing it. Just get it in for me.
Right.
Oh, you know what I just found? Because I'm scrolling through all these media things of what we
What?
used to look at, and they're all so fucking ratchet. But this one is another one of my favorites, so we're gonna do it real quick.
Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, everything to prove that you are a bully and a troll, and you.
That's great. That will never get old.
That will never get old because we're the queen of
Yeah.
screenshots.
I thought you were gonna throw up like the picture of the crochet thong or something. Remember
Let me
that
see if I have it.
crochet pink thong?
I always kept that one in the pictures.
Yeah.
Just because I felt like we always needed it.
It'd be so funny if someone was scrolling through your pictures like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, look, it says it won't let me click on it unless I upgrade and pay for StreamYard, and I quit paying for it because I haven't been going live.
Damn.
Aw, it says it
Ew.
won't let me show it. That's bullshit.
I wonder if like I'm able as a guest to like share any pictures or anything. Probably not.
See if
But
you can. This new StreamYard is wild. It has all these extra buttons that I'm just clicking on that I don't know about. She said, ratchet as fuck, and I'm here for it. Yes, queen.
The pink thong.
Yes, I'm trying to show it. I have it right here, but it won't let me do it for free. I'm just going to Oh my gosh, sorry. I just drank that ginger ale too fast, and now I have hiccups and burps. But
Just change your profile picture to the pink thong.
oh my god, can I do that?
There's just some places that yarn should not be.
And that is up your butt. Just make it your profile picture. Okay, y'all are both saying that, so there has to be a way. No, it's not letting me. Next live, it will be my profile picture, and will stay the pink thong for life. So, but what are you crocheting right now? You told me you were crocheting and stuff.
Yeah, my boss, she's got this sunflower program at her work for like new hires, and so I'm making like woo, just lightning really big. I'm making like 20 sunflower keychains for her.
Aw, that'll
Yeah,
be cute.
so it'll be cute, but it's just a lot of work. Like in 20 of anything, it just kind of becomes like, get over yet, you know.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
but I
No,
love
I
it.
don't even know how to crochet, but I can imagine it's a lot. I'm gonna post a link if anybody wants to come up that's like someone we actually really like Kayla CH, anybody like that. But you'll have to come in the back and show me that you're not a penis, okay, before you get online.
It's happened before.
Yes, someone has posted their penis on my live and I got banned, so we're not doing that again.
Wasn't there someone that tried to come up? Like it was when a bunch of drama was happening, and like they just like showed their butt. They were backstage or something.
Yeah, and it was thick, girl, and so good for you and your booty, but you ain't coming up on my live.
Yeah, like get yourself banned, show your own booty somewhere else.
I swear to God. I
Kayla
swear to
said,
God.
no.
I've missed this so much though. Just chatting and yapping and giggling. Like, I swear I've missed it so much because, I try to talk to like my mom or like anybody else about like all this YouTube stuff, and people like look at me like my friends and everything, like Holly. And she tries so hard to keep up with all of it as I tell it to her, but she's just doesn't watch it and she's not invested into it. So she's just like, what?
Yeah, I definitely have people like that that kind of like humor me and are like, "Oh yeah, really? Wow, that's crazy." I can just tell they don't really care that much.
Yeah. Do you hear this bed squeaking?
A little bit. I kind of heard echo too for a while. Like it sounds like I'm echoing.
It's this room. It echoes so bad, and this bed squeaks so loud.
Yeah,
Oh no, it's annoying.
it's a
That's
good.
like I don't have anywhere else to go. I'm down in this little dungeon apartment that I rented for the summer. But let me I'll tell y'all real quick about it. So we were renting this apartment at the lake for $600 for a weekend, and she was like, I rent that apartment for $625 a month. So I just rented it for all 3 months of the summer for the same price as we would have paid for like the next couple weekends. And so now I get to live at the lake all summer and it's pretty dope. Even though I'm in a little tiny dungeon apartment, I'm the happiest bitch on earth.
That's amazing. Getting to stay like on the lake for a while, for a month, like that's amazing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's not a lot either. Like six something for a month. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the rent of these apartments, like per month. And I'm like, let me just move here. But then I'm like, absolutely not.
Exactly. Like I totally would, because that's not bad at all. That's probably what I was paying for this apartment when I first moved in. Now it's like 900 a month, all utilities included. So,
Yeah, well, y'all don't even want to know. I pay almost $3,000 a month rent for my house.
oh,
So,
really?
yeah, but I can't move because my kid's school district. And so,
Yeah. Is that like mortgage or is that rent or like,
no, I can't own anything because the world hates small business owners and especially a single female business owner. You know what I mean? Like they
yeah,
won't give me a mortgage. So,
that's so stupid.
yeah.
I've been trying to get my credit score better because I want to eventually like get my place, even just like a little condo thing. And obviously I'm gonna be getting married sometime in the near future. So we want to like upsize. And right now I just have a little 1 bedroom apartment. So hopefully I can get that together.
Yeah, girl, you have a W-2 job, you'll be fine. Get it up to 660 and you'll move you right in a house. But everyone say a big congrats to Stacy. She's engaged. I'm so happy for her. She's
Oh,
gonna have a little girl and I'm gonna get to buy little girl clothes.
can't wait. Yes, you can live vicariously through me because I'm gonna have a little girl. It's so weird, but I swear one day like I was just fasting and just trying to get closer to God, and for a moment, like my vision was overtaken, and I saw an image of like a little baby that looked like me with a little pink stretchy headband on her head. And I know it sounds crazy, but I felt like God was showing me like my little girl ahead of time. I know that sounds wild, but I
No,
really,
I believe it. You're manifesting that shit. It's
yeah,
happening. Oh, look, Kayla wants to come up. Sorry to interrupt your beautiful moment, but hold on. I'm going to add her to the stage.
please join.
Yes, she's never come up with us before.
I know.
Kayla,
Hey.
Good
what
morning.
up, girl? We're so honored you decided to come chit chat with us. What's going
Yeah.
on? Tell us all about your life.
Oh, girl, I don't even know where to start.
Don't leave out.
Y'all let us
Ooh,
know
why
in
do you
the
think that?
comments if there's an echo. I'm gonna go ahead and put in headphones just in case. But yeah, go ahead, Kayla, and tell us what's going on.
Okay, I think. Hang on, I'm gonna put my headphones on too. Oh wait, no, it stopped for me. There was an echo, but now there's not.
Yeah.
I
I'm
put
just
my
getting ready
headphones
for
in,
bed.
so I hope it's gone. Okay.
Sorry, what?
I was just saying I'm getting ready for bed, and yeah, I figured I'd come on. I didn't even know that you were engaged. I'm so happy for you. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty recent. Like I said, it was pretty organic too. It wasn't like a traditional proposal, like where he surprised me, like and got down on one knee. Like we were just discussing it one day, and I was like, yeah, actually, I would love to get married to you because I don't know. It's like I'm gonna be 35 this year, and I'm like, why not? I'm not getting any younger, and I really like this person, so we're gonna give it a shot.
That's
But I'm
great.
excited. So yeah, I really feel I have a good feeling about this. So I'm excited to see where it goes.
Well, we're all so happy for you.
Thank
And
you.
thank you, Kayla, for joining us. And CH, if you would like to join, I'm sure we'll be on for a little bit longer. If not, you can definitely do it next time. We're coming back. And we're also going to start going live on TikTok. I don't know if you all are over there, but you should follow Stacy and I over there. I've been posting over there for like the last 2 weeks. I had went on a hiatus from both apps for a very long time. But
Mm-hmm.
I've decided I'm coming back. Fuck the drama. It's for your mama. And I'm going to say what I want to say and talk and gossip with everybody.
Yeah. CH said, I wish I could. I might be able to in a bit if you're still on. Okay. I guess he's in the middle of something. And thank you. I appreciate that, CH. I'm excited too. I'll definitely keep you posted. I was like MIA for a while from everything, but I'm gonna try to be more active again because I miss it. I miss this.
I miss this so much. This was like the most fun ever.
I know. It's isn't it just so fun just to talk about like just shoot the shit and just talk about random stuff and shows we like and just whatever the hell we want. It's just so much fun just to, get together and talk about anything, whatever's on our mind.
Right. I love it. It's like a little community, I feel like it kind
Yeah.
of like filled that like
That void.
that role. Yeah, that role for me for a while.
Yeah.
Well, we're back in action, bitches. And we're ignoring all the bullshit and we're just going to yip yap and go on our neurospicy field trips.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh,
Kayla, tell us,
we're all
what do you
spicy. I love it.
watch? What do you watch online? What is your thing right now, Kayla?
Ooh. I feel like I've mainly just been watching or listening to a lot of like true crime podcasts.
Who's your favorite true crime podcaster?
Ooh.
Or like top three? I know it's hard to pick.
God, that's so hard. Let me look through my recents.
Are you a Christina Randall type of gal?
Rotten Mango, that's one of my go-tos for crime stuff. She's pretty good. She's really thorough.
I do like Christina Randall. I think I just got a little burned out on her, but I still really like her.
Yeah,
I also I like
completely
Brittany
agree.
Vaughn a lot. I like Brittany Vaughn. I like her stuff.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I'll have to look her up.
Yeah, look her up.
Yeah, do you like Stephanie Sue? She goes by Rotten Mango.
I think I've only seen a couple of her videos. But I think she comes up a lot in my algorithm on YouTube.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Oh my God. Oh,
Who? I think you cut out.
Oh yeah, I think Kayla cut out. She
Yeah.
said someone and then it stopped.
Maybe she got like a phone call or something.
okay, is that better?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
hear you now.
Okay, yeah. Murder with My Husband
Okay.
on YouTube.
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't think I've seen it before though, but I recognize the name.
Yeah, don't know her. So
Um,
CH says she doesn't have TikTok because she doesn't have space. Girl, let me tell you about space on my iPhone 14 that I've had for since the beginning of time. It's a struggle, so I totally get it.
My phone is currently yelling at me like free up more space because it needs to update. That's the one annoying thing about iPhones. It's like they need to update like every 3 to 5 business days. And I'm like, I've already minimized so much stuff. Like just figure it out, you know?
Yeah, that's what my phone right now, like, it has so much shit going on, like, I have to keep it on charge. Like, I have to walk back in and plug it up right now, so I'm gonna be back in the echo room.
That's okay. CH, you like Rotten Mango too. She's doing a lot of coverage on the Diddy trial. So have you seen any of that yet? The coverage of the Diddy stuff, like on her channel?
I have. That's the only person that I actually watch for the Diddy coverage is her
Yeah.
because she's been there in person.
Yeah, she's so thorough and she's such a good storyteller. And I like that she just like she doesn't just state like, oh, and this person said this and then that person said that. She like details the way the room was set up and what the people were wearing and like just, just different things like that. She's like very detail oriented and I love that about her.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want all
What's her other channel called, Stacy, where she like really, really deep dives? Because she has a few separate channels.
Stephanie Sue. Yeah, she's got the Rotten Mango one, and then the other one, I don't know if it's just her name or what. Let me look. Oh yeah, I think she's got another one that's just her name, Stephanie Sue. That's SOO. So yeah, those are her two main channels.
Okay, yeah, she does great coverage.
Yeah,
Another person though that I've really been loving for just like keeping up with all the random shit going on is Marky. I think he's so cute. I think he does such a good job. Do any of you watch Marky?
yeah. I've seen a lot of his videos. He's really good too.
Marky. I don't think I know who that is.
Yeah, he does coverage on just like internet drama and just different things like that and different current events. And yeah, I think he's like British or something, but he's really good.
That's what I was gonna say. He's definitely foreign. I don't know where he's from, but he's got the cutest little accent, and I just love him to death.
So cute. I know, I love accents. But yeah, he's like British or something, but he does a lot of like commentary on like internet drama, just different current events and stuff. So Sloan is another good one too.
Oh, I love
Oh, I
Sloan.
love her. Oh my God, I love her. She's great. She
Hmm.
does a great
You know,
job.
Annie Elise used to be one of my favorites, but I just can't. Like, I'm so
No,
over her. I feel like she's
same.
just sold completely out.
Honestly, I really did like her in the beginning when she first started getting big, but now, like, I don't even know why I feel this way, but I just feel like she's kind of a bitch now. I don't know why I
And
feel like that.
she's like a snooty titty sellout. Like, she got famous and she changed. Yeah, I feel like
Exactly, and
it
it's like,
breaks
girl,
my heart.
you're not even writing your own material. Like, you have nothing to be snooty about. That's
Right,
how I feel anyway.
right.
Yeah, she's hired like a 50-person team at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
She
she's reading off a fucking script, like,
yeah,
that she didn't write. It's like, what?
yeah.
I
She's
Which
will
I get.
literally
I mean,
say,
you have to have a script, but, like, it seems like she's
she's very
like,
inauthentic now.
exactly, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
and I'll see like a true crime case that like I'm intrigued by that she's done, and then I'll go find it somebody else reporting on it and watch it.
And what?
I'll go find a smaller YouTuber that's like reporting on the
Oh,
same case that she, that I'm intrigued by her and not watch her and watch them.
yeah,
Yeah, CH is so right. She went corporate. That's the best way to put it. I feel like she's corporate now. Yeah.
right. Now she's just like hollow and soulless. She's just like, she's just a face, and a name. She's not like a genuine, real person in the room, like talking to you about like a story or a case. Like with Stephanie Sue, she's big, but she's still like relatable. You know what I mean? Whereas Annie Elise, she's just like an avatar, basically. It's like the lights are on, but no one's home kind of thing. Seriously.
No, I totally agree. So, besides true crime, what else do you delve in a little bit, Kayla?
How do you feel about
Mm.
crochet thongs? I was kidding.
Oh, girl, that's like literally my whole life is a fucking crocheted thong. Um, no,
That's funny.
Kayla is who was gonna crochet our thongs to mail out as Christmas gifts before fucking Dramageddon, Thanksgiving Dramageddon
Oh,
happened.
yeah.
listen, I
And then
still
nobody
have
got a
them. I
fucking
still got
Christmas gift.
them.
You've still
She's
got
still got the crochet thongs on deck. Shut up.
I really do. I definitely have them in a box.
Oh my gosh. You should send them out this year just so we can hang them on the tree.
I'm
Oh,
so
yes,
down.
let's bring Christmas back this year and not let anybody ruin it at Thanksgiving
Yeah.
time so we all get a crocheted thong.
You know what you do is like buy a small tree and could just cover them in little crochet thongs and just send the picture to you.
Yes.
A little tiny tree of just crochet thongs. That would be hilarious.
That'd be so cute. That could be my whole Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Kayla, that was hilarious. CH was, yes. Kayla is hilarious. She's always been CH and Kayla, you and Stacy, and there's a couple more. I don't want to like exclude people, but you all have always just been such real ones, and I just want you all to know I've always just truly appreciated all of y'all's kindness and grace.
Yeah, no problem. We're glad you're still here because, you're awesome and we enjoy being around you and we know you're a good, genuine person. And online drama is just that, like, it'll pass eventually, but ultimately you're a real person. And I just think it was really unfair how you were treated. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about next, y'all? Let's find a new topic. Kayla, you pick.
Ooh. I really want to talk about more true crime stuff, but I can't think of the case.
Do you know about Travis Decker, this guy that supposedly killed his kids that's like on the run that they can't find? Are you into that one?
Yeah,
No.
that's crazy.
What's his name?
Travis Decker.
Okay. I'm gonna look him up.
Yeah, you gotta look that up. It's a guy that supposedly like killed well, he did kill his three daughters, so that's not supposed, but he's supposedly like outrunning like law enforcement and they're blaming it on his like army background, but it's like people are trying to turn it into a big conspiracy theory because like people want everything to be a fucking conspiracy theory, you know what I mean? And I just think he's like out in the woods hiding and like they'll find him when they find him.
Probably. And I mean, how long ago was that he did that he's been on the run now? How long ago was it?
I believe it was on May 30th all this happened. Don't quote me on that because I'll be watching too many different things, okay? But I think that's when it happened.
So it's been like over a month now?
Yeah, right at a month. Yeah.
Jesus, that's crazy. So that's incredible. Like, yeah, he's got to definitely be hiding in the woods or something.
You were right on the money. It was May 30th.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. See, that neurospicy brain be helping me and hurting me all at the same time.
Oh man, that's funny.
Oh, CH is so sweet. You're a good egg, and this is such a fun little corner of the internet. Well, thank you for being a part of it.
Yeah, thank you for being here. We're glad you're here. I was kind of bummed out for a while because I was like, they're probably not going to see it until after it's already done. So I'm so glad you guys found it while we're still live.
Yeah, I swear to God, the four of us and Dale Jr. will just chit chat it up, okay? Dale, you're one of our new best friends, whether you like it or not.
Woo!
Get no say in the matter.
Okay, so Kayla, are you still in school?
Yes,
I know
I'm
you were like
taking.
studying a whole lot.
Oh yeah, I still am, but I'm only taking one summer class, and then I'm
Okay,
done
well, that's good. So when do you graduate?
at the end of the summer.
And what are you getting a degree in again?
Business analytics and accounting.
Well, that's boring, but that's what I did was business and accounting. What do you want to do with it?
Honestly, I don't really know. I just want to be able to like make enough money to like travel and have a lot of dogs. So as long as I can have a job where I can do that, I'm good.
Say,
Ain't that the life? Just travel and have some pets or some kids, and you're just set.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
my fantasy in my head is to not only have like cats and dogs, but to like have like exotic animals, like be like an animal rescue for like leopards, cheetahs, and tigers and stuff like that. That would be
Bitch,
so much
that is
fun.
my like life goal. I want a donkey too, and like
Yeah.
a mule.
Oh my gosh, at my patient's like he lives like at a assisted living facility and they brought a donkey up the other day for all the residents to see and it was so cute. His name was Waylon and he it's so funny. They had a little card that said like donkey encounters. I was like, I can't believe that's a real thing, but that's hilarious. Like I need to get in on this business, donkey encounters.
Oh,
That's
thanks,
so
PH.
cute.
You're so sweet. But dude, yeah, I donkeys are so freaking cute.
Yeah.
I feel like they have like they get a bad rap, but I think that they're just the cutest.
Yeah, they definitely are. And this one was cool. He had like a cross on his back. I was like, "Oh, he's like a holy donkey or something. He's marked by God. He's a special donkey."
He's
Like,
fucking official. Jesus marked this donkey for life.
I
mhm.
really, I was gonna hold this in, but the first thing that I blurted out when you, or that I wanted to blurt out when you said that was Christian jackass. That's like the first thing that came out of my
Jackass, that's hilarious.
If you're not a little bit of a jackass, I don't fuck with you. You know what I mean?
Jesus rode
Literally.
that donkey back thousands of years ago, reincarnated or something.
Oh, I'm trying to add a picture of my kid saving a turtle, but I'm gonna have to pay for it again. Yeah, so we pulled into one of the campgrounds around here by the lake just to like tour it, see what's around here. And there was a turtle in the middle of the road, and my youngest is like like a little, crocodile Dundee, and he like screams, "Stop the car! Stop the car! There's a turtle!" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" So y'all know I'm blind as a bat, so I don't even see the damn thing. So I pulled the car over and I let him out because there's no other cars coming. We're in a campground, and he got out and he saved the turtle out of the road and put it in the grass, and it was like the
Oh,
cutest little thing ever.
that's so
I
sweet.
love that.
Yeah, you guys should totally get like a farm and get like some little chickens and you can, get up early and get their eggs and cook them for breakfast and stuff. Like that's one of my dreams too. But you
Dude,
should totally do
you can
that.
make a killing off those eggs. I
I
really feel like you could.
expensive.
Yeah, the price of eggs right now, Lord, if you had some chickens, you're rich.
Yeah.
PH, see, she was meant to be part of the crew because she knits and crochets too, and she made some donkey mittens for someone. How
Oh my
cute!
Oh,
god.
that's hilarious.
We
I
were
love
all just
it.
meant to be in our little crochet gang.
Yeah. I've got to crochet my life away and finish, excuse me, these sunflowers. I've still got to make like 5 more of them. So hopefully I can finish tonight.
Have you crocheted anything lately, Kayla? What's your new crocheting?
I haven't. Oh no, I did a bandana. I did a bandana recently. I haven't done a lot of it lately, just because I've just been busy. But um, oh, but I've been doing some like what is it called, like needlepoint embroidery
Oh,
stuff or
cool.
whatever. That stuff's cool. But I think I like crochet better.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. I feel like it's so relaxing. Like it just feels like, just like put my brain on silent, like you put your phone on silent. It just feels like I just quiet my mind. And I'm like so bad about just being on my phone all the time, like for entertainment and just different things. And it's nice because when I crochet, it's one of the few times I can put my phone down and just not ignore it and be totally fine.
Exactly. Yeah, I love it. And like if I'm ever, which it's like really hard for me to like sit still and watch like TV for like a long time, but like when I do, I have to be crocheting. I feel like I got like addicted to crocheting. Like I didn't know what to do with my hands when I was like watching TV without it, you know? I'm
Yeah.
like
It reminds me of Talladega Nights, like when he's getting interviewed, what do I do with my hands?
exactly. Exactly.
Hey, it's better to be addicted to crocheting than being addicted to crack, so I fully support it.
That's true. What was the name of your recovery thing you were doing, Olivia? Wasn't it like rock bottom or something like that?
Yes, it was called Rock Bottom Recovery because the first time I ever went live on YouTube, I said I don't care if you get sober by shoving a rock up your ass and worshiping it. If that keeps you clean, I support it. And it just caught on, and then everyone just insisted that that we were going to talk about shoving rocks up our ass. So we called it Rock Bottom Recovery.
That's great. Hey, whatever works for you. If you like it, I love it.
Yeah, if it works for you, I support you 1,000.
Right.
But I don't. This is not an ad to shove rocks up your asshole. FYI.
Do not suggest or endorse you shove rocks up your ass. Just disclaimer.
Oh my god, how funny. CH says cracks greater than crap. Or wait, crafts greater than crap. I said that back.
Craft better than crafts. Fuck crochet. I like my meth. I like my crack.
I like my crack better than my crafts. That is so funny.
Fuck Hobby Lobby. No, I was kidding. Oh, that's funny.
Oh my god. Okay, I gotta mute 1 second. I think that little one might be up, so y'all chit chat for 1 second. I'll be right back.
So do you do like any other crafts or anything, Kayla? Like I know you said point, but do you do like sewing or
I do sewing. Let's see, what else do I do? I feel like most crafts I'm into. Yeah, I do sewing. I made a beanbag chair not
really?
too
That's
long
pretty
ago.
cool.
My dog ended up stealing it. It's her beanbag chair now, but
Of course. Of course. You know what's sad is I have 3 sewing machines. I used to sew a lot when I was younger and I've totally abandoned them. I was like, they actually need work done to them, so I need to get them fixed first. But yeah, I was like, I need to get back to that, especially with the economy the way it is. Like it would be so awesome to relearn how to sew now,
oh god, absolutely.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've taken a lot of my old shit that I don't wear, like if it's still like if the fabric's still good, and I'll like turn it into something new, and it's like I don't even have to leave the house, and it's like I have a totally new like shirt or like shorts or whatever.
Yeah. And plus you could even commission people, other people can commission you like, hey, can you shorten a pair of pants for me, or can you fix a zipper on this? Like when I used to sew, I used to have I used to make money just by doing like little jobs like that for people all the time.
Yeah, that literally just happened to me a few days ago. A friend of mine, she's like a new friend or whatever, and she asked me if I would do that for her. I was like, yeah, absolutely.
No, but the worst is when people just assume you're going to do it for free because they think like crafts. It's just like, oh, it's just this cute little hobby you have. And it's like, well, yeah, but I also do it for money too. So, I mean, your time is valuable. So that drives me crazy how people assume you're going to like do shit like that for them for free just because, they don't.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I don't get that. Like, and now, granted, the last time that I fixed something, I fixed a shirt for somebody. I did a trade, and she gave me these like amazing homemade cookies that she made.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so worth it. So worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you can trade like with people, like if someone cuts hair and like you can do crafts and like sew or whatever, like I mean think that's totally cool, but it just pisses me off. Like remember I had one friend and she was like, oh, look at these shorts, they're so cute, would you make these for me? And I was like, yeah, sure. And my dumbass, I should have negotiated price ahead of time, but I just didn't think about it because I don't know, we're friends, so I just thought it'd be okay. And then I give them to her and she's like, oh, thanks, and doesn't even give me anything for it. And I just felt so stupid. I was like, damn, I really fucked that up. I should have said something beforehand before I went through all the trouble of making them, because that's a lot of time and money and materials, and it's all down the tubes now.
Oh, she didn't pay for the fabric or anything?
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's shitty.
Yeah. I mean, but there's people like that just, you know what I mean? They just kind of want to be your friend because of what they can get from you. And then once you cut them off, they don't want anything to do with you anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Or there's those people that still message you on Instagram asking for cash when they continue to talk cash shit about you, but we'll talk about that later. So it takes time, effort, and money to make a thing, and half the time they don't even offer to pay for the yarn. And I swear, CH like knows exactly what the fuck we're gonna say before we say it.
Literally.
I feel like we're all on the same wavelength, pretty much.
Yes, we're on the same wavelength of faux shower. All right, hold on one second though. I want to do something real quick. I feel like we need to just have a little bit of a palette cleanse, bitches.
You say that I'm psychotic, but then you like it like that. It's like every time the conversation changes.
That's so satisfying. You know what we should get? We should get like cute videos like for an actual palette cleanse of like puppies playing or like kittens, rolling around and with a ball of yarn or something.
Yeah, are y'all like crocheting, just like your hands crocheting something cool?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just found a liquid IV inside of my bag. Sorry, I ran
Oh my
far.
god, I love liquid IV.
I'm so sunburnt, and I have been using so much sunscreen, but like it's like I can't quit burning. And so you know how like when you're sunburnt, you just feel like you're like drained of every bit of good hydration in your body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to chug this thing and be the happiest bitch on earth. So sorry, just had to add that in.
I thought you were going to say liquid microneedling, because liquid microneedling has been my thing lately.
What is that?
Explain that to me. Yes. What the fuck is that? That sounds so cool.
Well, I've been hooked on Korean skincare lately, and there's this like stuff. It's called like One Shot Exosome, and it's got like these tiny little fibers that are like microscopic, and it feels pokey when you like rub it on your skin. But yeah, it's like liquid microneedling. You rub it on your skin, and it, I don't know, creates like these little channels, so like the product you put on afterwards can be absorbed even better. So, and it's supposed to help with like fine lines and things like that. But yeah, it's pretty cool actually. You should look into it.
What is it called, or what plan is this?
Well, the kind I have, the brand is called Medicube, and let me find the bottle so I can read it to you exactly. Hold on. It's Medicube 1 day exosome shot, and the strength is 7,500 because it comes in different strengths. And I've got the strongest one right now. But yeah, it's like liquid microneedling. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll or damn, I can't write it in the comments, but it's Medicube 1 day exosome shot. The Medicube stuff's been like going viral on TikTok for a while, so I dropped $100 and bought an 8-piece kit, and I'm hooked on it now. I'm thoroughly hooked. Like I'm already out of stuff and having to re-buy it again.
I just put Medicube in the comments just in case anybody rewatching this wanted to know what it was. But yeah, I'm gonna Google that as soon as we get off here. You know what would be fun to go live one night and like all of us do our skincare routines. You know what I mean? And like show each other like what works for each other.
That would be cool.
Mine is so trash. But I'd love to do that. Mine is so ghetto, but yeah, let's do it.
What's yours? A makeup wipe and some Aquaphor? Because, girl, that's how I be getting down sometimes. Okay, Mama's tired. Give me a makeup wipe and a little Aquaphor. We're calling it a night. Okay.
Some
No, I mean I do like I think it's ghetto from my perspective just because it's like I'll like, put like a little, dot of something somewhere and then I get distracted and then it's like dries up just and like I don't even rub it in sometimes just because I get distracted.
Mhm.
But I don't really have like a set thing that I do other than like moisturize and like I mean obviously like I wash my face, but also baking soda, like I've been using that like every like once a week and it has been amazing. Just like to exfoliate or whatever.
Shut up. I've seen that. So I've been watching these things about face flooding, like where you put all kinds of liquids on your face and like flood it out with moisture, but then you have to use baking soda every other day to like exfoliate and counteract it. Have you seen that?
That's really cool.
No.
Yeah, so like they put on like all the different like ordinary products. That's the products I've been using lately because
I
one, I
love
can
that
afford them,
line.
and
Yeah.
two, I think they work great. But like you put on like every bit of their serums one night, then the next night you just like exfoliate with baking soda. But I have not tried the baking soda part of it yet. I just keep flooding my face and then wonder why I have acne because bitch you put 72 serums on yesterday.
That's funny. The Ordinary line is really good though, and it's like so affordable. I saw like this one lady, she was using two of the products and she said that it was like liquid Botox like on her forehead. So I want to buy those next. I forget the names of them, but I definitely want to try that.
CH says she will definitely come on next time. Yes, we will pre-schedule this better because we posted it and was like, we'll be on in 40 minutes. Love ya. Like out of nowhere. But we just wanted to come on so bad. So yes, join us next time. But she says she also uses baking soda on her face once a week
Really?
too. See,
What?
y'all have a secret we needed to know
Nice.
about.
I didn't know this was a thing. Damn, that's crazy.
I love it. It makes my skin feel amazing. Like it makes my skin so soft. So the whole reason I even started looking into it is because um my boyfriend at the time, he had like some splinters in his finger and he had said something about like he was gonna soak his hand in baking soda water because it like softens your skin and makes it like a lot easier to get the splinters out. And it worked. Like the splinters came out so easy and his skin was so soft. And I was like, I'm gonna look up and see if like I can use this on my face because it like because his skin felt amazing afterwards.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've never heard of that before. I used to use like Vaseline all the time. That's like an old school remedy I used to use a lot. And like I know older women that swear by it, that they said they put it on their skin every night and they really do look a lot younger, but I couldn't stand like the way it felt on my skin, like waking up and having it feel like all slimy and stuff, you know?
I don't know about that
Girl, I'm
Vaseline
telling
shit.
you,
Unless
if
I'm
I
putting it on
showed
my lips, I feel like it's gonna clog your pores probably. For me anyway.
Yeah.
girl,
I
if
feel
I
like
showed
it'll
y'all
clog
a picture of my mom, all she uses is Dove soap, Vaseline, and Aquaphor on her face, and that's all she's used for over 60 years. And this bitch ain't got a wrinkle inside.
Where do you put the Vaseline? I don't even know where I
She
would use.
lathers it on her face, but see,
Yeah.
I'm more acne prone. Like I'm
Me
dry in
too.
certain areas, but then I'm oily in my T zone. So like if I were to Vaseline my face, I would just be like one big ass walking pimple. You
Oh,
know?
dude, me too. Me too. Even if I like over moisturize my skin, I start breaking out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm telling you, it has not failed my mother. So like for certain skin types, I guess that aren't like mine and yours, Kayla, that girl has never had Botox. I wish I could put a picture up right now, but I can't. I'm gonna pay for StreamYard when we get off here, so next time I can show y'all shit. But she's 66 and she does not have one wrinkle and has never had Botox a day in her life, and all she's ever used is regular Dove soap and Aquaphor and Vaseline.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
Aquaphor.
amazing.
Good. That's what like they suggest like when you get a tattoo also like because it's scabbing up so bad. So I know Aquaphor is like really good for your skin, but like I said, I just couldn't stand like the greasy feel of it. But I have
Just don't
recently.
ever do this face flooding because, girl, I wake up and I'm still damp.
You must have done it right then.
If you are acne prone, though, I feel like the baking soda is like amazing for, at least for me. I'm acne prone, and the
Yeah.
baking soda is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, I literally just texted and was like, get a thing of baking soda on your way home because I've got to try. I've got to try the baking soda
Oh,
trick. I'm so
give me some.
intrigued.
We'll try it all together one day on stream.
Oh,
Yes,
we
I'm
can
fine with
do
that. Too.
well, we can do our skincare. We can also do like face masks and shit. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yes. Y'all know that day though that I did that my face. I think Kayla and Stacy. I think y'all were both on here. CH might have been too, but I did like a skincare routine while I was on live. And tell me why everybody that rewatched that back commented, and even on a Reddit they were commenting about how ugly I was that day. And I'm like, bitches, I didn't have no makeup when I was doing skincare. Like, what did you expect?
What
Like, I didn't come in here with a full face. Jesus
That's
Christ.
hilarious. Jesus.
what assholes? You're gorgeous. Don't look at them.
Oh my God. What a bunch of
Yeah, it's so
idiots.
funny. It's like I come on live one time trying to be vulnerable and show you my skincare, and everybody's like, that bitch is hideous. Did you see her?
Oh my god. They're so full of shit. They're just being haters.
No, I know. But, that's the thing about the internet that I've learned is like, if I'm going to be on here and I'm going to be talking, I just got to take what they're going to throw at me and I just got to let it go. You can't absorb it. Like I'm like an internalizer. Like I'll take everything everyone says and internalize it and think about it 6 years later. Like that one girl on YouTube said that I looked bad.
Right.
I can't do that and be on the internet at the same time. You know what I mean? Like you gotta pick one or the other.
You really got to be strong in like your sense of self because, people can be. A lot of people just project, you know what I mean? Like if they're unhappy, they'll project and say like you're miserable and you're this and you're that because they're just projecting.
I
So
think also, like, I think you're absolutely right. I think also sometimes, like, people do shit to, like, try and get a response, like, because they want, like, they do want, like, an interaction and, like, whatever, just like we do, but it's like they don't know how to do it without being a dick, so they're just, like, trying to get a response,
that's true.
you know?
Exactly. That's what, like, I haven't watched anything that's been happening in like the last 6 to 9 months, but I've had people message me like, oh, did you see them saying this about you or saying that about you? And I'm like, no, baby, I did not. I'm not listening to it. I don't care. Like, I can't let it affect me, you know?
No,
Mm-hmm.
you can't. You really can't. It's like, and honestly, like, now granted, I'm not like online really, but like I feel like for me anyway, if someone insults me like in my life about like something stupid, I really just have to laugh about it because it's like who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
You
it's like
know?
they took time out of their day to write a whole ass paragraph talking shit about me. So thank you for spending that much time out of your day to talk about
Right.
me.
Exactly.
Exactly, CH. Just searching for something to hate on. That's really what it is.
Yep.
I feel like it's easier for people to drag other people down than to lift them up. And so that's why a lot of unhappy people just try to drag other people down and make them unhappy too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
There's
And I
just
mean, honestly,
there's a
sometimes like
difference.
I'll be doom scrolling on Instagram and I'll see like a post not from someone that I know, but just like a random reel or whatever. And like the reel will be like stupid as fuck. And I also have the reaction of being like, "Oh my God, this is so stupid. Why do you even blah blah blah?" But I don't actually do it. You know what I mean? Because like that's crazy.
Right.
But like I get having that reaction, like, but like I feel like people have that reaction even when something isn't stupid, just because they like I don't know what it. I'm not like not to get too deep into it, but I don't know if it's just because like they want to feel something or I don't know.
Yeah.
Boredom. I think a lot of it's just boredom. You know what I mean?
Oh
They're
fuck
bored
yeah,
in their life, and
Try-
so they just
absolutely.
want to stir something up just to have something to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You know what?
CH is so funny though. She's such on our wavelength. I fucking love it.
You know what I was thinking, Olivia? Remember how I told you how my patient, he used to be a homicide detective? Well,
Yes, could we interview him one day?
I was gonna say it might be really cool to bring him on one day because he's actually on a true crime show. There's this show called Happily Never After, and you can find it if you look for it on YouTube. And his episode is called Honeymoon on Ice. But there was this nurse, and she married this guy named Kevin. And 8 months after they got married, he murdered her, cut her arms and legs off, and just like disposed
Whoa.
bodies. So he worked on that murder, and he interviewed the guy for like 7 hours before he got him to confess. And it's a really crazy story, but yeah, it would be cool to have him on, I think.
Holy
I would
shit, that would
love
be
that.
awesome.
Yeah,
If he's willing to do it, we'll pre-schedule that all the way out, and like we can even like have him send us like a set of like questions that he's
yeah,
okay with us asking or whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because that would just be really cool to talk to an actual homicide detective about like a real true crime case, and like
Hmm.
be able to have my laptop that day and like watch different clips maybe about it and stuff
Yeah,
that he wanted to talk about and stuff. That'd be so fun.
his
Yeah.
yeah, his daughter is actually working on a book about like the trial and the whole case and everything and the background of the people involved, and it's pretty cool. But he's like worked on like a lot of different murders and just like a lot of different deaths in general. Like he's got some really cool stories, so I really think you'd enjoy talking to him.
Oh my God, I'd love that. What is like and so that obviously happened here in Kentucky. Tell me a little bit more about it. What like do you
Um,
know like
It happened in Fort Thomas back in 1977. It was during the winter, and originally someone was out and about, and they found her torso. And it was so cold that they had to let her body sit for 2 days to thaw out before they could even examine it. That's how cold it was. It was totally frozen.
Oh my
And
god.
yeah, and my patient, his name is Wayne. He doesn't care if I share his name, but he was saying that the color was totally gone from her eyes from like where she was frozen and thawed out and stuff. Like, and that really stuck with him, like how her eyes looked because her eyes were open. And
Whoa.
yeah. And so the guy's name was Kevin, and the cause, like, he ended up strangling her to death. And his explanation for why he did it, he tried to say that she was really bad. She was a really bad addict, and she wanted to save her parents the embarrassment of finding out that she was an addict, so he killed her, which is obviously bullshit, but that was the
Right.
story he came up with. And of course, after he confessed, he tried to recant, but I mean, after he confessed, he led them to the arms and the legs. So, I mean, there was no way around that. So,
Holy shit. Did
yeah.
you say the name of the episode he was on?
Yeah, it's called Honeymoon on Ice. Sorry, my voice is going out, but the show's called Happily Never After, and the episode's called Honeymoon on Ice. And like,
yeah, so I watched a few of those happily never afters after you told me about that, but I didn't find that one yet. So what I'm gonna type in the comments just so everybody else knows.
Happily
And
Never After, the episode is called Honeymoon on Ice.
okay, cool. Yeah, we could all go watch the
Oh,
episode and then come
Diane
back
and
and talk
Kevin.
about it.
Yeah. And I
Mhm.
just wanted to clear up real quick because since I am in the healthcare field and he's one of my patients, like his daughter is his power of attorney, and she doesn't care if I share pictures with him online, talk about him and stuff. So I know I said his name, which, that could be a HIPAA violation, but his daughter is his power of attorney, and she doesn't care if I talk about, if I share about him online. So just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah, and I'm
I
glad you
love
did that.
how thorough you are. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, just for other people to not talk shit, but I know you would never say something if you weren't approved to say
Right.
it. And obviously, if she's writing a book about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
And
willing to talk
I
about it.
shared pictures of him on Facebook because she was like, "Yeah, you guys are like part of our family now, and we love you. So share away and stuff." And I've talked to him about like possibly talking about, like this online, and he's interested in it possibly one day. So yeah, I think it would be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Talk to him about it and see whenever he's willing to do it. We'd love to have him. How cool to like really
Yeah.
get to have a true homicide detective like on a live and discuss that with you.
Yeah.
So cool.
And what's really cool about him is like he was a homicide detective back in the 70s before there was DNA, before there was, like a camera in everyone's hands. So it's like true like nitty-gritty detective work, like knocking on doors, making phone calls, looking for fingerprints, stuff like that. So that I think that's pretty interesting too.
Yeah, I like the grit work that man had to put in to really prove things before DNA. You know what I mean? He had to work hard to prove shit back then.
Right. Like there's no DNA. There's not a ring camera on every like corner. There's not like a GPS tracker because everyone has a cell phone, like a smartphone in their hand. Like it was really like, hard work, I'm sure. So, but yeah, he said he interviewed Kevin for like 7 hours, and it took like that long for him to crack. And he thinks what finally got through to him was like they both were in the army, and basically he was saying like, the situation you're in, I'm the only friend you have. So once I walk out of this door, like you're on your own, something to that general effect. And he got up to leave, and as he was leaving, Kevin, he cracked, and he was like, "All right, I'll tell you what happened."
Holy
So
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, talk to him about it and let's schedule that. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
One other thing you mentioned ring cameras. Oh my gosh, I posted it on Facebook, but we since have deleted it after we figured everything out. But I think I've talked to y'all about like in my neighborhood I live in, there's like a huge group of kids that are always hanging out together. And when this was on June 4th. Um, my oldest son's best little girlfriend, her name is Aaliyah. Her mom wouldn't mind if I said this because we had to share all this on the internet to get answers. But she was sitting on my front porch. Keelan running to pee. I was on a Zoom call for work, and I just got this overwhelming feeling in my body that I needed to just walk outside. And my front door was wide open, and I thought, these freaking kids never shut the door, you know what I mean? But I walk outside, and I thought that's what I was thinking. Like, I just knew they hadn't shut the door. But I walk outside, and there is this random car pulled right up in front of my house. And a man pulled up and was waving Aaliyah off my porch and yelling, come to get in his car.
Wow.
And I said, do you know him? And as soon as I walked out onto the stoop, she was starting to walk down to the car. And I said, do you know him? And she said, no. And I said, do not walk to his car. And so I started to walk down to the stoop and I made her sit down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get into my front yard and he takes off. And he pulls down to the end of I live like at the very end of a street that turns into a cul-de-sac, and he turns, but there's another like interacting road, like it's sort of like a L, and so he turns onto that other road and pulls up over in front of another one of the little girls' houses named Emma, and she's pulling up on her scooter. He gets out, scoots everything over in his back seat, and then goes to approach Emma. And I look over and I see that Emma's dad is outside. Okay, so I'm like, well, her dad's outside. He gets out. This man walks into the yard and then very quickly gets back in his car and takes off. Well, my dad owned car dealerships my whole life. And so I'm like, that was a 2008 Dodge Avenger. Like, I knew the exact car, thank God. You know what I mean? Well, we go to look at the video cameras around the neighborhood, like around the L or whatever, that could see this car. Me and five other of my immediate neighbors, all of our Ring cameras were dead.
Oh, really?
Yes. And so I didn't understand how prevalent that was. I thought I was just lazy, but people do not charge their Ring cameras like they should. And so we did not have but one person's Ring camera footage of this interaction because all the rest of us Ring cameras were dead.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yes, so like this is a PSA, charge your fucking Ring cameras. Like because that was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me in my whole life. Like I can't even fathom like in words how I felt knowing that a child could have possibly been abducted off my front porch and then nobody would have had footage of it.
Right. That's scary to think about.
Yeah, it's terrifying. So go charge your damn Ring cameras.
I
And
I always thought Ring cameras, they just like were plugged into the wall or something. I didn't realize you had to charge.
no, so the kind that we all have are the ones that you just put into the slots.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have one over my garage and one on my front door, like next to my front door. But you have to actually, like every 3 to 6 months, plug them up and recharge them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so go charge your damn Ring cameras.
At least it's not like every day or every other day or something. It's like every few months. So that's not too bad.
Yeah, but it was a terrifying experience. But anyways, my one of my clients is a detective and she looked into it. She was able to find the person and it was all handled and stuff, but like it was just such a scary experience.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's because you probably never seen this guy before, have you?
No, he's actually a DoorDash driver.
Yeah.
And they said that she told me because she's a detective, she looks into she does like child
Abduction.
crimes, trafficking crimes, online crimes. That's like her thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that the majority of today's random kidnapping and sex trafficking, children abductions, the people are or pose as DoorDash drivers, Uber
Oh,
drivers.
that's creepy. Out. That doesn't surprise me though, because that's like the perfect cover. Because it would make sense why someone you don't recognize is in your neighborhood.
Yep.
Yeah, so just be vigilant because that shit truly like shook me to my core.
Yeah, I could see why. So no one's like seen that guy since, I'm assuming.
Well, Stacy couldn't tell me exactly like what happened. And I accidentally text you when I mean to text her and text her when I mean to text you. But she couldn't tell me. Remember that time I texted her all this tea about online and I meant to text
Yeah,
it to you?
like what
And
the
she's like, ooh, well, now I need to know I'm invested.
yeah.
But she's like, I can't tell you what actually like all went down like procedurally or whatever, but she said that it was handled and not to worry about it. So I guess they arrested him maybe or they I don't know what happened, but she said that we wouldn't have to worry about him again, which scared me almost even more. Like, who is he? What was he? You know what I mean?
Right. He probably had warrants or something already, you know. Maybe that
Yeah,
happened because just simply going into a neighborhood and trying to talk to a little girl, that's creepy, but that's not a crime technically. It's weird, but it's not a crime. So
yeah, there
he,
had to be much more behind the scenes going on. Yeah,
yeah. So he probably had something going on already, like warrants or or whatever.
yeah. But yeah, just everybody be vigilant.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, that's an old comment. Okay, so besides my scary story, what else y'all want to talk about?
I'm probably gonna have to get off here soon because my voice is like going out, and I'm probably gonna go to bed here soon. I'm probably gonna do a little bit more crocheting and then go to bed soon. But
Well, y'all want to schedule to do? We'll schedule to do another one of these. I'm friends with Kayla on Instagram, so
sure.
we can message her and then we can schedule and talk about something else in the next couple of nights if y'all want to.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm down.
All right, girls. Well, thank y'all so much for joining tonight, and it was so nice to talk to all y'all again. I've missed you all so much.
I
So,
miss you guys too.
I
well,
know.
thank you so much for getting up here with us, and CH, next time you're getting up here with us too. And Stacy, you know I love you to death, and I'm so happy. And congrats again on your engagement. I'm
You.
so happy.
Whee! I'm so excited. I missed you all so much. I'm so glad I get to see you and talk to you.
Absolutely. All right. Well, then everybody have the best evening ever, and we'll talk soon.
All
Okay.
right, bye guys.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.